Welcome back, Tabletop Titans, for another epic reveal day. It is Adepticon. We are here, the three of us. This is not a high school news broadcast. We're very excited.
Yet.
We shall see. Of course, we're here for Adepticon. Let us know in chat. This is, of course, a very weird and different setup for us. Let us know how audio sounds. Maybe there's no sound at all right now. I don't know. There's like a 50-50% chance.
Let us know.
I'm supposed to be over there, Adrian.
Wait, who's running the stream? We're very excited to see everyone here. Looks good. We're seeing chat pop on up. Big thanks to some gift memberships. Yeah, should we
right
kick it
off the bat.
Oh my gosh. Do anyone know who Jay McCardle is?
Huh.
Never heard of the guy.
No.
But big shout out, gifted 50 memberships, big 50, and
so much, John.
another 10 from Digital Designer. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So I'm just making sure everyone, sound is good. We're live, everything awesome, fantastic.
Check, a lot of love in chat. Sounds good, awesome.
What?
So many sounds,
Chris Cox, thank you for another 50 memberships. Thank you so much. Members in chat, thank you so much. Look, we're here, we're excited. This is gonna be a very different stream. We're gonna chill, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna speculate, we're gonna watch, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry.
Yeah, we're gonna just
we're
like
gonna play.
make new rumors right now.
New rumors, yeah. We're gonna play bingo.
Yeah, bingo.
If you guys don't know, we have a link in the description below for the, it's gonna be what? A Warhammer Reveals bingo.
Yes.
We've made a list of about 30 things. You can go ahead and fill out your bingo cards. You can even just make a grid. It's very washed out. And you can write the number. What do you think is going to pop up tonight? Of course, if you get a full grid, a full row across or a diagonal, you shout out bingo in chat, let us know.
And you've won Warhammer 40,000.
That's it, you are the Warhammer 40,000.
There's 25 squares, 30 things to choose from. Put the number in the squares, get some bingo.
Absolutely. And let us know what crucial thing we missed from there. We were having some fun playing around with just silly stuff and things that we're hoping for.
Right.
You know?
Do we want to go through some of them? Were we, there's 5 minutes late. Were we 5 minutes late?
Oh, is that for us or for them?
No, I put it for them.
Okay.
I think it's only 5 minutes now, so I think we're only like 3 minutes late.
Yeah,
It's
perfect.
pretty good.
We didn't get that one. It's fine.
Yeah. What other things we have on the bingo here?
They can unkill Yarick. I vote for that one.
It was highly contentious, right?
I mean, I think
What are you hoping for?
the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Are they announcing 10th? Is this the moment?
Could be. That's the big question.
John, are they announcing 10th?
Nope, another Primaris lieutenant, for sure.
I'm looking forward to the new edition of Space Hulk.
I think it's going to be all kill team.
All kill team. I'm excited. Oh man. They've been really messing with us. If you haven't seen, of course, this morning there was tweeted out a video. Have you seen the lion video?
Oh, I saw like thumbnails. I saw thumbnails.
That was basically the whole joke. It's a live action shot of a lion in the savannah, which we were talking about yesterday, and then it's an alarm clock, and it says, "Stop lying around." I was like, and then that's it, and it says, "Check out the reveals tonight." So we'll see.
Little tease the tease, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it's not April 1st yet, so it can't be anything too disappointing.
I know. I'm seeing some people talk about that. I'm seeing Jump Pack Primaris. That's actually something that would have been cool to put on this list because that's something I think a lot of people are hoping for. Other than not that Inceptors aren't cool, John.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. So I'm just gonna take a look at the stream. I believe so. GW themselves are starting at 8 p.m. In 8 minutes. So we're gonna be booting up. Yes.
And I think we should say we do have permission from GW to be doing it. So thank you so much, GW,
Yeah, definitely shout out to
for
them.
giving us the green light to,
We're actually going to be showing the stream. We're just going to kind of have us reacting, which is hilarious as it is. We would love to actually watch it live with y'all. So that's what we're going to be doing. I can actually just go ahead and show you what it's going to look like.
It helps when you pose as just a high school from California.
News reporter.
That's how we get
exactly.
through. Yeah.
So right here on Twitch, when that pops up, we'll go ahead and pull it up there. Let us know if it's up, and we don't have it up, we'll hop right over there and check it out. So big shout out, to GW for letting us kind of do this double broadcast. So it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Also, I see super chats coming in. We are definitely gonna watch this, and then we'll have like time afterwards in which we're gonna chat about what we watched and do super chats. So definitely feel free to send the super chats on through. And we also have chat in front of us as well.
Yeah, we got you guys here.
Chat is popping, so I'm trying
It's going very fast.
Right, yeah, I had to like try not to read like every single one of them.
I want to highlight this one. This is
Oops,
Mr. Brian Pullen in chat. If they announce the line, I will start a Dark Angels army tonight. It's on.
Oh.
Bring it on, Ryan. I mean, Brian.
Also, Bridger was caught by Chris Cox, so Bridger was gifted a membership.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much, Siege Roots, for gifting 5 tabletop memberships.
Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it.
Y'all, there are 1,200 people in chat.
That's insane.
Thank you all. Oh, should we do this more often?
So exciting. I know, right? Do a major reveal. Ooh, I'm noticing we just had a change. As soon as I jumped away from the site, what does that say? That's very far away for us.
Oh, that says Adepticon? What?
Going live soon, maybe?
Chat, what does it say?
Oh, check out the Warhammer stream from 5 days ago?
Yeah, that's definitely the one.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Dark mode wear. Thanks, Kat. Appreciate it. Big shout out. Did this just happen? You guys talked about Andrew? Andrew Middlemas?
I did not get there.
5 Tabletop Titans memberships. Thanks so much. We greatly appreciate it.
An amazing way to support the channel. Thank you for all your gifted memberships.
It really is.
An awesome way to support us and also our community. You having trouble writing on this?
I haven't filled in any of my bingo slots. So.
Baby Beard asked if I'm drinking Baja Blast. No, I am not.
It's definitely Baja Blast. Yeah, a lot of people want to know what's in the mug.
I have water from our new water cooler.
Oh man, we are
Willow.
We are so fancy.
Thank you for just pointing out the fact I could just order a water cooler, and so now we are green.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Willow for that. Thanks, Will Scott. Love from Canada. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Civilian Waffles. I predict they'll make Amanda Holiday. I don't know. It's a different game. It says number 9. Wrong game. Well, fair enough. You know what?
Oh, they said stream is live.
Stream is live.
Try a refresh.
All right, let's get a refresh going so we can see Adam Troke thinking. I might have to get up.
You're in OBS, my love.
Oh, I'm trying to click on the OBS link. This is hard to do.
You're living in multiple dimensions right now.
There we go.
Starting soon.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Mel, could you scooch over just to the side for a second so I can see where the full screen button is? No, that's literally the wrong way. There we are.
There
What's
we
up?
go.
Yes. This is so.
Oh, good. I love that. Blend fully into the background.
Yeah, the darkness. The
Space
darkness.
mode. Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead and fill in your stuff. Basically, what's going to happen is obviously we're going to be here yapping during the stream. We'll try to pipe down when they're doing like cinematics and reveals and stuff like that. So that's going to be kind of the vibe. But just to let y'all know. What if I'm just going to do random numbers?
That's what I did. I thought that was like the whole thing.
Oh,
I mean, I guess
all
you could
are
be
terrible.
very methodical on this list.
Like what you really want to do ideally is like go for what you think is going to happen and then line up a bingo from there.
Better lucky than good, Adrian.
You know what? You're not wrong. So if you're not familiar with bingo for whatever reason, basically you're going to fill out your table. Again, very blown out. It's going to be a grid of these numbers or whatever. And whenever one of those numbers occurs, let's say they're 5 minutes late, then go ahead and cross out or star that slot. And when you get all the way across in row 5 or a diagonal or a column, then you get bingo, shout out, let us know in chat.
Zero Crowd. Are we in light mode? Are we a light mode studio? Do we not live in the dark?
Yeah, I'm living the light mode, life.
The default settings.
You know, right?
Hengas, we are filling out bingo scores on what we think is going to happen. I will post the link in. Oh, yeah, bingo. We're gamifying this because we're gamers.
We don't know any other way.
We don't know any other way.
I got that spilled
I
up.
have money on Primaris Space Wolves, mainly my own money buying them. Thank you, Broken Chef, for gifting 5 tabletop memberships.
so much.
Welcome to all the new members in this unusual and first-time live stream chat.
This is weird and wacky and fun. And I'm super into it. Let's see. Let me show y'all this bingo since G-Dubs is not 5 minutes late yet. But
not yet, but they're close.
So here is, we have the link in description. Mel put it in chat. This is just a Google Doc. Here's the list of the bingo options. And then if you want to print it out, or I think you can save a copy of this, you can go ahead and fill out your bingo right here. Basically a 5x5 grid. These are the things. Are we going to see old world models, or are we going to see lame old world renders? I'm kind of tired of seeing that because I'm so excited for it. Are we going to see Henry Cavill TV show confirmation? Primaris elves? Who put that?
I don't.
I like it. Moving to D20 system.
Oh, that would be crazy. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Death of Firstborn, like, we're very curious to see what happens to the future models. Dante is officially crossing the Rubicon Primaris, new Chaos God. So we have the link for this. Go ahead and fill it out if you're so inclined. Otherwise, just hang out and chill with us.
Hey, we all know what happens to old versions of Space Marines. They get the cut.
They go to the glue factory. We did it. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, the one, the only Mark Merrill. Thank you so much for a very generous super chat. Thank you very much, Mark. Great to hear from you. He says, you all are the best. No, Mark,
amazing.
You're the best. Appreciate it.
Mark, super inspirational in his Eldari play.
Yeah, that's right.
I was so pumped to play it on stream right after he had showed us his game.
Yeah.
And I'm still taking inspiration from him. So excited to see where he goes with his Eldari list.
A fellow pointy ear. Thank you so much.
Mark would be for Primaris elves, I think.
Yeah, you on board for that? Mark has. So they did an article today on the new, the current Viper. That is not a slip of the tongue. I don't know if it's new Viper. On the Viper and like how it's like aged really well. Mark has like the OG Viper literally on a square base because that was a thing at one point.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm torn.
A lot of his models still pewter.
Yeah. I appreciate a model that can kill someone if you throw it at them.
Thank you, Richard Munez, for gifting 5 tabletop memberships.
Thank you so much, Richard. Greatly appreciate it.
If you are a new member,
generous. Ridiculous.
We do members only games on Tuesday where the members choose the game. Yeah. So come and hang out.
Absolutely.
You also now have like 900 hours of new content to watch. Yeah. Get on it.
Good luck.
Enjoy.
There is a ton to catch up on. And yeah, Tuesday we are. What's up?
No, 5 minutes. Oh no, it's just hitting.
No, it's just 8. They went live a little bit early just to kind of get it up.
Okay.
They're technically broadcasting, but we all know that doesn't count.
Dang it.
Yeah, exactly. Fug says we should string bingo more. Good to know.
We're a bingo channel.
We're now a bingo channel. I love that.
Castellan says Titans are an umbrella because I'm pretty sure they threw shade on Firstborn. Look, you're not wrong.
Yeah, Ariada, that's the goal, that you will be able to hear the stream in this stream. So you will not need anything else open.
Let's do a sound check on that in just a second, right after we thank Hamsterdam for 20 Tabletop Titans memberships. Thank you so much, Hamsterdam, longtime supporter of the channel. With that, let's do a little technical test. We are going to have sound. I don't even know if there's going to be sound there, so maybe I'll pop off camera and just double check.
Check the sound.
That y'all are getting what you're getting.
Yeah. Want to hit the ground running with all the audio working correctly?
Yes, we're having a balance between us being able to hear it, you being able to hear it, but not it bouncing back and forth.
Right. Then it's like an echo chamber happening.
So if Bell goes in chat, this is a rough day for you on the mics, my friend.
Some people in chat missing pewter. Look, maybe that's what their announcement is. We missed that one on bingo.
Oh no.
All pewter? They just get rid of
pewter.
All the plastic, all the resin. It's just now all pewter. Going back to the roots.
You know? Nightmares.
I like it. Maybe square bases.
Square bases and
square
pewter.
Bases. I'm into it. What up, Liam Falconer? Welcome to Captain.
Hey.
All right, so there is very low sound on there right now. Let us know if you're getting that at all. When they go live, they'll do some chatting, I'm sure, so we can confirm that all the sound levels are good. Cool. Oh, man.
Thank you, Vindicatus, gifting 10 tabletop memberships.
Thank you so much, Vindicatus.
Yeah, Vindicatus, also longtime friend, longtime supporter.
Absolutely.
And it's awesome to hang out with y'all. What would be the biggest reveal for you?
The biggest reveal? I mean, 10th would be pretty big, but a Primarch is also really big, frankly.
I'm sorry, I had confirmation of the death of the Emperor on here. I'm going to put that as the
I guess
biggest.
that's pretty big.
Classic.
That is one, actually.
Because, like, the Emperor dies, there's no way the Imperium gets around warp travel, right? Like, how do they? Doesn't he help navigate all the Imperium through the warp?
Basically, like keeping the Astronomicon alive. Thank you, _Blink_ for 20 Tabletop Titans memberships. Thank you so much.
Blank.
Good to hear from you. I think there's 2 theories, and this actually came up when we did some of the shorts about the Emperor. We're like, oh, the Emperor's a perpetual, blah, blah, blah. People are like, well, then why would, like, just let him die and he'll regenerate, or he'll be reborn, which is true. But I think that's a big risk to take, I think is the idea.
I feel like there's a downtime where things can just crash and burn. Like he comes back as like a little baby and half the Imperium's like burning.
Grow up, exactly. Now in old lore, actually there was many perpetuals and they were like shamans throughout history. And basically what they did is they actually all made sure that they would all kind of die at the same time to be reincarnated into this singular person.
Hello and welcome to the Warhammer preview coming live to you from Adepticon 2023. I am Eddie and I'm joined today by Mike, and we have got so much cool Warhammer to show you.
I am so excited to share it again, and it has been such an energizing evening.
I like, we're
Adepticon
being
has
quiet
been
right
I know.
now, and they can't see it, so no one knows what's happening yet.
Yeah, let us know. Can you all hear them okay? Do we need to turn this up? As predicted, they're just gabbing.
They're just chatting away.
Got Mike Brandt himself in front of the camera.
I'm
Amazing.
get the chance to do it again.
3 minutes late. Ah,
I know, so close.
Shucks.
I had that one too.
Brian
Right in
says
the corner.
volume up.
Volume up. Okay. Let me see what I can do about that.
Really, really cool.
Is it all the way up right now?
You guys who are watching along on the stream, all that
Okay.
in just a
We
few
just need to make sure it doesn't also pick up on our own mics.
currently tuned in to watch us.
Super low.
It's like
Well, now we have a
3
30-second
a.m.
delay.
Core demographic here of this for this show.
Absolutely, yeah. So do let us know where you're tuning in
We
from.
hear you. Let us know if it's a little bit better,
I
guys.
think 3 or 4 in the morning over in the UK. It's still pretty late over here in the US as well.
It's pretty
Well,
late.
let us know, let us know.
Here it's Central Time, it's
We're going to keep cranking up the volume until you tell us that we start echoing and circling in on ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah. We had an interesting flight.
So Adrian's going and fixing that up right now.
Oh my goodness. So many too low. Turn up.
Flying by so
Turn
fast.
up.
We've got the
Turn
UK,
down for what?
Loads of the US, Denmark, Europe, China, all sorts of
We
places.
might be too loud.
In there as well.
Oh,
So
now
we're
there's
getting
an echo.
echoes
we've got a
now.
really, really cool show. We've got loads of really fun stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to share it. If you guys
Thank you guys for putting up with us as we try to figure out some technical difficulties here.
Yeah.
some of them might come true.
Classic audio stuff.
And see what you can get out of us in the chat, because there's all sorts of things we can talk about over the next bit here.
Yeah, we might be able to answer some questions. The chat is going so fast at the moment.
It's just wild
I
guesses
might
on
not
the
be able to
questions,
see your
might be.
question, but we'll do our best if any kind of repeat questions.
So Adrian right now is fixing the audio issues. We expected there to be a little bit of balancing in the beginning.
Adepticon, obviously, a huge part of the event
Yeah.
scene.
An inspirational part of the scene, frankly.
Yeah, turning down our mics might be a good call,
Mr. Events for Warhammer.
because we can make ourselves louder.
Well, so all of us
That's
who
true.
come to Adepticon, and I've been here many times, I came here many times before I joined Games Workshop, and it really inspired me into the sort of event side of the hobby. It's inspired me to run events of my own. It inspired me in how I've approached
Yes, headphones would have been a
Warhammer when it
smart
comes to
idea.
engaging with the community in person. And events
We are
like
still
this
working
really
on it.
representation
Adrian
of
is
the
deep
community
within the
itself.
echo.
Without
Let's see,
community,
how is
there's
it
nothing,
now,
and
my
without
friends?
Warhammer, we wouldn't be lucky enough to have this community. And
Oh,
it's
we
really
can
writ
mute
large
our
here at an
mics
event
when
like
they're
Adepticon. If
talking?
you've
Should
never had
we
a chance
mute
to
on
go,
and
That's
off?
like-
recommend it. Doesn't matter where you are. There are people
Is
who come
it,
from all
at
over the
this
world to
point,
attend. It's sort of the
is it
godfather of
echoing?
the
Give us another
independent
update, guys.
Adepticon
It's,
existed
someone
before
says
Rome,
perfect.
and so it's been great to see it grow over the
It's
years.
fine
I think
now.
This is the 20th
Fine.
year that they've been doing it. 18th
It's not
Adepticon.
that bad. Better.
Better,
and
good
Good
now.
bringing from the
We're looking up.
enthusiasm and the joy that
Okay,
was here.
I
Those
think-
are all good things. Fixed?
Palpable
Question
from the
mark?
moment that folks started to walk
Okay.
in. I really can't do it justice by sharing
Great.
about it verbally. I have
Okay.
to encourage folks take a look at the coverage over the next few
Rock and
weeks. We'll
Stone?
as we post the various different
Well, we
images.
have a
And
huge
if you've
thank
never
you
made the
to
journey yourself
Sayanide.
to Mecca that is
Sayanide?
Make it one year. Come say hi to us. Eddie and
Thank
I
you
will
for
be on
gifting
stage,
5
I'm sure.
tabletop
You're
memberships.
in
Thank you
here
so
out,
much, greatly
telling
appreciate
all
it.
about the latest
5
reveals, and
tabletop
it's
memberships.
Getting close to the time that we should
I think
probably.
we
Okay,
should
it looks like
probably
we have
show
no
them some
echo
stuff. All the good
anymore.
people
Oh,
have tuned in.
except for
They
Brian.
want it. It's
Brian
6
says there's an
o'clock in the
echo.
morning some places.
No
So we should probably
echo.
let them see some cool things. We've got a pretty good one to open, show. Shall we roll the first one?
It's really not
Getting
fine.
warm.
Let's mute our mics for now, yeah?
State of
Yep.
the Galaxy, the Dark Angels, the Arcs of Omen series has led to the break. Abaddon has sent out the Arcs of Omen, Vashtor the Archifane is now at large, and Angron is on a rampage, and there's perhaps one character in the entire galaxy who could stand against Angron. That's the line.
Lionel Johnson is the Primarch of the Dark Angels, formerly the Dark Angels Legion, and now he is the returned Primarch of the Dark Angels chapter. Returning Primarchs are a big deal. The return of Rabute Gilliman, that was an era-defining moment for the inhabitants of the 41st millennium and for fans of the 41st millennium. It doesn't happen very often, and this is the second opportunity in my lifetime, certainly, to see a living Primarch return.
He's been deep in the rock for thousands of years. All is lost to chaos. But this is where the lion appears. And this is where he makes his stand as a light in the dark, as a knight standing alone.
He grew up as a feral youth on a forested world full of monsters and then taken in by knights after he'd spent years hunting down creatures of chaos. And that's pretty much what he's gone back to doing. He's found half of the galaxy completely subsumed by darkness, warp storms, chaotic beasts, so he's just set back to work. He is going to reunite, you'd imagine, with the Dark Angels chapter, and woe betide anybody who finds themselves on the other side of the battlefield from them.
Oh my goodness. That's craziness. Wow. He's beautiful.
That's the detail on that guy.
The lion
Like,
has returned.
every-
The brand new Primarch has returned.
amazing.
To
Let's hear what they have to
Warhammer
say.
40,000 for the 41st millennium. Some of you predicted it. Some of saw it coming.
Just
some
a
of you,
few.
just a few. You know.
And is he brand new or is he brand old? I can't tell. He's
He
been around.
so he
for
is pretty
a bit.
old. So we saw some of the people in the chat there commenting that he looks quite old. He is 10,000 years old.
He
so,
is. He
you know,
hasn't been sitting
let's-
comfortably in stasis for 10,000
Yeah,
years.
it's probably on like a stone slab as well. So
Yeah, it
you
doesn't
know,
sound
that'll
very
do something to
comfortable,
you-
actually.
to your
I don't
back.
want to talk about that, Eddie, at this point in my life.
Fair enough. Well, so let's have a look at the miniature then. So we've got
Absolutely.
some shots of it. Absolutely phenomenal miniature. Early contender, I think, for miniature of the year. One of the most anticipated Warhammer models I think we've ever had the pleasure to reveal on one of our live streams. Every inch of this model is just dripping with detail and iconography.
Zoom in more!
And just the raw, cool, gothic aesthetic of the Dark Angels.
It's been difficult for me to even fathom how we got to the point that it was designed in the way that it is, because it's stunning. And nothing that I could have expected was actually fulfilled with it, because it was so much better than what I was imagining. And I gotta tell you, it was one of the better kept secrets of the studio. I could not see it myself until I think, a couple days ago. So it's been amazing to see the community get excited and make all the wild calls and whatnot. And of course, there was a video of a lion earlier today.
Yep. Could have been about anything, who knows.
Who knows?
So loads of really lovely details to talk about on this miniature. So we'll go through some of the highlights. So he's got a sword. He's got a brand new sword. So
He does seem to have one.
This is not the Lion Sword. The Lion Sword is still with Cypher around the galaxy somewhere. At some point, maybe they'll meet again, but it's not this day. But he has another blade, which is more than capable of cleaving monsters in half with. He's accompanied by 2 Watchers in the Dark. These are the kind of shadowy forms that follow key Dark Angels characters around, and there is no more significant character than the Lion himself. And they kind of whisper to him in the darkness and kind of give him hints about where he might best put his service to the Emperor and defeat the forces of chaos.
Well, he's also got a shield there, Eddie, it looks like.
He does. He is carrying the Emperor's shield. So that is the glorious golden Oromite shield carried by the Emperor and now carried by his son, in much the same way that Gulliman wields the Emperor's sword. The Emperor possibly gifted or maybe inherited the shield of the Emperor. So when he's fighting against the horrors of the galaxy, he can use the Emperor's shield to deflect the deadly blows that might even lay someone like him low. Other details on him there, you can see that the details on his armor are effectively scaled up, more ornate, elaborate versions of Space Marine power armor. So he's definitely still fundamentally a Space Marine, right? He's a leader of a Space Marine Legion, and all the iconography of the Dark Angels in some capacity is kind of incorporated into his armor.
I actually think it's fascinating with the paint job as well, that he's clearly got that green element of the Dark Angels, but there's sort of that original sort of darker hue to the main armor plates as well going on in the way that it's been put together.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly interpret that armor as being black armor with a slightly green tinge to it. That's pretty cool. Obviously, the green of the Dark Angels comes from the forests of Caliban. That's where that green color scheme comes from. And the black was kind of their original First Legion color. So the green of the Dark Angels Legion was incorporated when the Lion joined, basically. So it's a nice little touch that he's kind of got some of that hue into the paint scheme. I think we've got another shot of some more close-ups. So this might be my favourite thing, actually, about this. Well, it's not my favourite thing about the kit, but there's so much cool stuff. But one of the cool things about it is that there are 4 different head options for the Lion. So you can sort of choose how you want your Lion to represent on the battlefield. So you can have your unhelmeted head, so he's kind of there as the general of the forces, bellowing commands to his legion, his chapter. You can have the kind of hooded option, either with helmet or without, to have a much more mysterious kind of wandering knight errant sort of vibe.
Ridiculous.
The secrets to the dark.
Yeah,
ages.
or you can go kind of full-on lion helm.
I was like, well,
the winged helmet that's
option,
become
but this is even better.
synonymous with the
you
dark.
guys for a second. This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
There's only one head option.
Which one?
And that is Daddy Santa on the
Daddy
left.
Santa on the left. Oh man.
That's the best head option. That is a beautiful man.
I'm so torn, I'll be honest.
He's seen some years, it looks like. I mean, Gilliman aged pretty gracefully.
Ooh, this is
The
actually
lion,
tough.
seeing some white here.
Yeah, he's definitely. I like that they've aged him a bit, which I'm curious to see. I feel like I'm gonna do a helmeted one though. I'll be honest.
Chat loves the hood.
The hood.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna.
hood with helmet or hood with Daddy.
I felt really strong about the full helmet, and then I saw the helmet and hood,
Yeah.
and I'm like, ooh, that might be the way to go.
Hood with Daddy.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. I think. I mean, can we make it? Do we have the? Can we do a poll here?
I can do a
Get
poll.
from the other end. Can you do a poll?
I would probably have to, let's see, I think I would have
Oh
to
my
jump
gosh.
over there.
We got looks like a mixed bag here. Everyone's saying the first one. Everyone wants the helmet and
Some
hood.
people are saying magnetize.
Oh,
Yeah, Gilliman didn't age because he was in stasis.
yeah.
So we're getting a little size comparison here. It looks like. I mean, he's like Primarch size.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's not particularly surprising, is it? But oh my god, I'm so excited! This is ridiculous.
It's
Both
it's-
hoods.
It's amazing.
People like the hoods, man.
So wait, he's the same size as Gilliman, basically?
Yeah, he should be. I mean, Gilliman. Yeah, I like how they put the size, like the outlines, but they didn't put them next to each other, so it's still a little bit awkward to compare. But it looks like about the same size, right?
Yeah.
The last helmet option's best. The third one. Mel's putting up a poll as we speak. We're gonna see what y'all actually think.
Yeah.
I'm actually putting Daddy though, just so we all know.
Daddy. Okay, Bridger's not here. Bridger's
That's
not
the
here.
no helmet option, by the way, chat.
My goodness.
Craziness.
There we are.
Oh,
What? That's good.
close the.
That's the poll.
Oh yeah. Oh.
No, will you unmute it? Unmute it.
He has aged basically. So as far as the narrative, the timeline is concerned, Gulliman has been in stasis for
thought they were
most of
doing
the last
something
10,000
cool.
years. So when he comes
you're
out,
good.
fresh-faced, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, maybe only a few
I'm gonna mute
centuries
these
old,
guys
the
again,
lion
I think.
has literally
Well, let's hear
been
what they have to
alive
say.
for all 10,000 years. So that's what a Primarch looks like.
Just a very long nap.
It's a really, really long cat nap indeed.
Well, he does have that effect in the miniature as well. It's one of the things we saw people commenting on. He looks
That's hilarious.
older, and the reality is, for those that didn't pick it up earlier, he is indeed
Yeah.
quite a bit
he's
older.
pretty
Oh,
old.
actually,
yeah,
yeah.
pretty old. But he does that kind of like ancient, venerable veteran knight errant sort of thing. So you can
Daddy
imagine
lion.
that kind of character. And this is what happens in the Arcs of Omen. Basically, is that he is
I am so
wandering
conflicted
through
about
the
the
Imperium
aging.
Nihilus,
I'll be honest.
taking
I don't
on,
want to be one of those
monster
people,
hunting,
but I'm so
basically, like
conflicted.
picking up where he left off when he was a knight of
man.
Caliban.
How
His
about this
primary
quick
calling.
one
Yeah,
that
wandering
they
out into the
pulled,
dark forest to take
the
down
fifth
the
Arcs of
monsters
Omen
that
book
haunt the
out of
Yeah,
nowhere?
I know,
Like,
right?
I saw
did
that
not
in his quote. He's
announce,
focusing
like,
on teaching
no
them
one
the
knew
fear
it was
of
coming,
darkness
and they're like,
they
oh, there's a fifth one.
Here he is
Comes with the
alongside
Primarch.
Dark Angel's
funny.
army. You
Crazy.
can kind of see how he scales versus some of the other units. So, you know,
Everyone
he's
zoom in,
looks
enhance.
pretty cool next
Enhance.
to
Oh,
the
Chaplain with the hood.
Where?
Chaplain with the hood.
Okay.
Right here.
Ooh.
Oh, he's sexy. Look at that.
That might be just interrogator head, but
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's a new kit. What do y'all think?
That box is, the captain is already announced, right?
Which one? Azrael?
That's a new Azrael.
This is just Azrael.
Okay.
And then, yeah, maybe it is a new head. Feels like. Oh, Blood Angels. What?
Hey,
What's going on?
Sanguinius
with
is next. Huh? Sixth Arcs of Omen book. Sanguinius.
That would be amazing. Oh my god.
There's some really, really cool stories in the last episode of the Arcs of Omen. So I don't want to spoil it because it's got some
Say.
absolute huge twists and turns. Even for those who've followed Warhammer 40,000 for a long time, there's some really
Christo's
nice
getting hyped
payoffs
for,
to some very, very
old
long
Odin
running
Russ.
arcs.
It is
Old
all
man
I
Russ
can do
fan.
not to try and prod you to tell them more about
Is
it,
this your
because
father?
Eddie's given me a bit of a rundown, and it's been hard
Yeah,
for
that's the
me to
chin.
not just want to kibitz about it with every single Warhammer fan that I can come across right now.
It's very, very cool. So if you like the lore and the
Things,
narrative of
Raven
Warhammer
Winghead.
40,000, if you've been following it for a long time, if you're a
Yeah,
fan
it
of the
does
First
seem like
Legion,
it's
which
just
I
been
am,
Donna's Chaplain.
I've got a Fallen Angels collection myself.
Traitors.
So, you know, I've got mixed feelings about the Lion, but he is the best Primarch, let's be honest. Come on.
Whoa.
I can't lie with
Hot
that. We have
take
more to
from
talk about in
GW.
this stream.
We do. We've got more. We
Is
should
this the
probably-
Lion
we should-
preview? We just talk about the
Oh,
Lion for
so
the next hour, I think.
The
right?
last thing, though, to say about this is
I
that
suppose.
in the Arx of Omen Book 5, the Lion will fight Angron. So we have a situation, 2 brand new miniatures, 2 new Primarchs, both returned to the 41st millennium. They will have a showdown in Book 5 of the Arx of Omen.
I'm
So,
ordering this poster
yeah,
for behind me.
If you if you are a Lion fan or a Angron fan, please let us know in the chat who you will be rooting for in that particular
Yeah,
battle.
can we do a poll there in the chat?
I mean, maybe.
We may be able to do
We'll
a
have
poll.
go.
Who should win or who will win?
Who will win?
Angron.
It has already been written, so you don't get to change it, but you can certainly.
Yeah, you
loudly.
can guess what you want to
Yeah.
happen.
Right, but that's not it. Would you believe? We've
No.
got more stuff to
There's
show
The
you.
lion just
It's
gets
only one
hurt
month.
again, and
In
he
fact,
goes back to the rock.
He goes back,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
him
we-
In terms of the amount of stuff.
in terms of
Yeah,
the amount
yeah,
of stuff,
we do.
it would be an
We
injustice
might
if
have
we
figured
didn't.
out the audio.
share the same
Thanks
treatment.
all.
So we are leaving 41st Millennium for a little bit, and we are going to jump into the mortal. Oh, it's Heresy first. So we are going to jump into the Horus Heresy.
Mortal Realms.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they're definitely going to cover Sigmar. Oh, let's see.
I'm Andy Hall. I work on the Horus Heresy team in the Warhammer studio. The setting for the Siege of Cthonia book is the planet of Cthonia itself, which is the homeworld of the Sons of Horus. It's actually the homeworld of the War Master Horus. As the War Master's fleets were advancing on Terra, a small detachment, calling themselves the True Sons of Cthonia, decide to peel away from the fleet and retake Cthonia in the interests of the honour of their culture. So the book opens up with a really big, extensive narrative of the actual Cthonia campaign itself. Then we go into a section that sums up what all of the big factions within the Horus Heresy are doing at this point in the war. We also have some new core scenarios for the game. So if you wish to play through the events described in the narrative, you've got some special scenarios that are themed around the Siege of Cthonia. We gave people a basic way of doing Zone Mortalis games in White Dwarf when the new edition came out, and this takes that and expands it into a full system. So full Zone Mortalis scenarios and system
That terrain
in
looks
this
good.
book. It's also got a really interesting section on Space Marine Inductii. We've got a new type of consul, which is called a Decorian. We have the Infernus Abomination. And then the last thing in the book, there's a number of special characters and special models that you can take. There's the 2 main leaders, the 2 main special characters, Garius Evander for the Imperial Fists and Varanash Haddon for the Sons of Horus. We've got models coming out for those, rules for them in here. This is the first of the campaigns of the Age of Darkness series, and we intend to keep going with these. One really important thing to say about this book is it's designed to appeal to all Horus Heresy players. It's also telling a really important part of the overall story, and it's also giving people rules and scenarios and all the rest of it that will appeal to everybody.
All right, what do we think?
So that is a brand new.
That was to him, not you.
Oh, fine. I don't have any thoughts.
Shush, Mike Brandt.
What do we think?
Was that a release? Was that?
I mean, it's a campaign book, so new rules, new scenarios. It's it's cool. It's cool.
It's a cool story. I like that they're fleshing out some of the Horus Heresy stuff for the Horus Heresy people. I think it's awesome. Hopefully it breeds new cool models and things like that that 40K people can use and can be more widely used, right?
Yeah, now that
I'm
both you guys, I love Horus Heresy. Okay, no, it's fine. We saw them kind of building up the rebuilding Horus Heresy in the new edition of it, and so it was like here's like basically like the indexes of like all the other armies and everything, and then now it's like okay, now we can start to do campaign books, now to do individual like adventures and campaigns and things like that. So I'm curious to see. I think that's the old/current Zone Mortalis terrain that we saw there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that was transitioning over to the Necromunda terrain. It's basically the same, except one's from Forge World. So I don't know. What do y'all think here?
Also the statement this will appeal to everyone in Horus. Like, to me, like you couldn't release anything in 40K that they would be like, this appeals to every 40K player.
Well, that's because most of the people in Horus Heresy is just like power armor, so it's hard to go wrong, right? So yeah, Admech.
Admech?
Yeah. Everyone's here for the 40K. It's cool. It's cool. Maybe new models.
Into it.
Let's see what they're saying.
They want like authenticity, right? So like people tend to go, I want this bit of the lore. I read this story. It was really cool. I want the faction, the specific company or chapter that took part in that battle. And these campaign books basically go, here is a bunch of really cool stuff that happened. And each of those moments, each of those battles gives you an opportunity to kind of go, that chapter was cool. I want that drop force, or I want that assault company, or this done. Yeah, yeah.
Well, which would you be? Would you be a Son of Horus or an Imperial Fist in this particular?
Oh, wait, so in this one, I think the Imperial Fists are pretty cool. Right?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Imperial Fists. Also, there's sort of like a little bit of a flex when you're painting a beautiful yellow force,
I mean, it
right?
is Horus Heresy, right? It's his game. So
it's his game. So he has enough spotlight. We can.
Yeah. Should we take a look at the poll? Let's talk about Daddy. Sorry, I was muted.
What?
Dang it.
Oh, welcome, Adrian. Welcome to the mute struggles.
Yeah, we have to like mute, unmute every 2 seconds here. Let's take a look at the poll, see how we're doing on Daddy Lion. How we doing?
Yeah. Do you want me to close the poll?
It's time to close the poll. Let's see what it's going to be.
Yeah, what's the verdict on the lion head?
I understand now. I understand.
The chat already knows. We don't know.
So, unfortunately, in dead last is Daddy Santa.
No.
So it's just me wanting Daddy Santa. But Hood with Helmet, 35%. I will say, though, the fact that it's pretty evenly, besides Daddy Santa, across the 4 helmets, I think is actually pretty commendable for the designers.
That is very, very true. And, you know, Mel just had all the polling tools and everything up. A big shout out. We're about to hit 2,000 live viewers, by the way. That is
insane.
Madness.
That's great.
So thank you everyone so much for joining us here and frankly putting up with our technical issues. We don't normally do streams like this. We hope to do more in the future. So you know we're working our ways through it. And so thank you everyone for just being in here celebrating all things Warhammer with us. We're just excited to be here. We want to do this every time. We kind of do it hanging out at home or whatever, but it's nice to do it with everyone at home and to be able to celebrate this. Oh!
Whoa! That's crazy. Dinos.
My God, it's so beautiful. I know we have Brian in chat, big Lizard Man fan.
Yeah.
Holy moly, those are gorgeous.
Those guys are yoked.
Yoked out of their mind.
Huge. I'm not a huge Dino fan, but this might convince me. These
really
new models are well done.
Those Croxergoers were some of the models that needed it the most. We actually have Brian's metal ones on the table over there. We were using them as a proxy for Kurnoth Hunters, I think.
So this Lancer would be amazing for Exodites.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Exodite comment.
I know. If you're an Eldari fan, Craft World, you got some good Raptors to put on for bikes.
God, these are awesome. Look at those gorgeous sculpts.
It's dinos on dinos. You made fun of me today for wanting to 3D print a Triceratops with cannons.
Well, that's different. The dino on dino thing is always weird to me. It's like, imagine if we had like humans riding 4-legged humans, which I know you could say maybe a horse is like a 4-legged human, but like, it's always the weird thing to me. It's like this is a lizard riding another lizard. Like, they're probably pretty related, honestly. That's weird to me.
That's my cousin right there.
Yeah. Who just pointed out? That's a good point. Crypt Shadow looks like it's a 3-man squad. Maybe they're just showing the art on these ones. But they might have scaled them up enough that this is a more like elite unit. You know, you're not running your squads of 5 or 10 cav. Maybe it's just a 3-man here. Oh, they look gorgeous. Oh my gosh. So we saw the new Source Warriors, you know, a few weeks ago. They showed the one. And now we're seeing how they kind of refresh the rest of the line. This is a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Ariata supports me in printing the Triceratops. So
Yeah.
it's happening.
Whoa! Is this an old blood? Oh, Agrodon Lancer. Okay, so yeah, this is basically a whole new unit. That's why we're seeing 3s instead of 5s Crypt Shadow. Different kind of unit.
I love the tails.
Yeah, well, look at that tail.
It's
Like,
beautiful.
Feather.
Let's comment on the fact that yes, this is the ancestor of chickens.
Yeah. This is modern. Whoa!
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, so our Carnosaurs, not Carnosaurs, are Cold Ones just gone now? That's
I imagine this
sick.
is the information that we're learning right now.
Right.
That we muted. But
Oh
we're so much more informative.
I mean, this is just beautiful. All right, Brian, you gotta update your Lizardman line. It's time. Sorry, Seraphon line. Still call them Imperial Guard, so that's fine. Oh my God, they're gorgeous. Let us know in
Got,
chat.
like Aztec vibes. I like it.
Oh, totally. This, oh man. Let us know in
Wizards in
chat.
love.
Are you starting this? Lizard? Oh.
They're already sold out. They're pre-ordered out of their minds already.
Yeah, they're already sold out.
They're gone. Good luck, guys.
GW, personal plea. Please order enough of these.
Oh my gosh. That's what, yeah.
Oh, the feathers are strapped on. They're not.
Wait, what?
Oh,
what,
that's so,
Hibiscus Hobby and Gaming pointed out.
yeah, it's like tied on. They're like, I'm a chicken. I'm a bird. That's weird.
Brian
Oh,
says,
here we
I will
go.
buy it all.
Yes.
Here we go.
Here's the Croxigores.
Are these better than Squig Riders? No.
No. Who said that? Chase? Look, nice try, but they're pretty dang good, though. Oh my God. Oh, these are beautiful.
They're so awesome.
Super excited. Let us know if you're going to be starting this army or updating your line. Oh my goodness.
Digital designer, welcome to AoS. Come hang out.
Yeah, it's happening. Oh my God. Yeah, AoS is dangerous because every army is beautiful. I've been going through just all these armies, like just painting them without even necessarily playing them. I'm going to paint them, play them. Like my Skaven, I hardly played them at all, but I went through the process. You know, I'm working on my Carrier John. People are asking, it's happening. And I'm already looking at Hedonites. And I don't know how many games I'm going to get with them, but they're just great hobby projects, no matter if you're a 40K player or a Sigmar player.
Yeah.
The War Spawn. So this is like the elite version, I guess?
Okay, okay.
Oh
This is cool.
my gosh.
They have like a different face to them, right? This
Yeah.
is like a longer snout.
This is very much like a crocodile or an
Yeah.
alligator.
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh my goodness. This is so cool. Justin just tuning in asking for a bit of a recap. Well, you missed the lion.
Let us tell you.
Daddy Lion.
Daddy Lion, Primarch of the Dark Angels back and kicking. That's exciting. And that's basically all you've missed.
Something with Horus Heresy.
Oh,
a
shoot,
book?
that's right. There's a campaign book for Horus Heresy, which is going to be pretty cool. All right, I'm going to let these Warhammer people talk for a little bit. Let's see what they have to say.
And how they kind of come together to make just an incredible looking faction. So everything about the Seraphon army, every new kit, I think is a winner. They're just such a lovely looking army.
I cannot wait to collect them myself, Eddie.
There is, of course, a battle tome on the way. We can now show you the cover, featuring, as it does, an Agrodon Lancer champion. Brand new battle tome obviously brings with it all the new rules you'll need to play with the Seraphon. Some of the existing kits still stick around,
In
so things
general,
like
the battle
the
tome art
Stegodons, the
across
Carnosaur,
games
most
has
of the
been
big
struggling
monsters
lately.
that
Yeah,
are
there's
relatively
a new
recent
style in
kits that are
Sigmar I
still
don't
really
love, I'll be
nice,
honest.
stick around.
It's not my favorite
But all of
jam.
those new
Yeah.
things we've
I
seen
don't
are
know
added
what's
to it
going
as
on
well.
I will
So it's
keep my
a
old
pretty
book
big
cover.
army now in terms of the number of
fine.
war scrolls you get to choose from.
It really feels like it's fit
Lion.
properly into the
Yeah,
Age of
Andrew,
Sigmar
I agree.
universe,
Yeah.
heavily revitalized,
No,
and
no.
again, a bunch of clever
I can't
girls
wash
there.
that out of my mind now.
The first place you will be able to get hold of the new Seraphon and the new Battle Tome is an army box, which is on its way fairly soon. And inside this box, you will get
Why is it so purple?
these units. So the Battle Tome, 2 units of Raptidons, the Slanmaid Priest, and a unit of Saurus. And then that will be followed swiftly afterwards by the release of all the rest of the Seraphon models that we've seen. So if you are a Seraphon fan, there is a really, really good few months ahead of you.
Massive refresh for that line.
So
Jeez.
that's pretty cool.
It's exciting. I think we have a bunch of other things to cover for
That
Age of
isn't.
Sigmar.
We were about halfway through Age of Sigmar.
Only
there's
halfway.
there's loads of cool stuff for Age of Sigmar.
Well, you
so
talked
let's,
about the
wait,
fact
there's
that we
more?
have the Seraphon coming soon. What else do we have before we get to the Seraphon?
let's have a look at the video and see what.
Let's
All right.
I love the style of that little trailer there. It was cute. It was
That's
cute.
amazing.
Look, Oziark, long time coming.
Yeah,
For sure.
they needed it for a while. They were, people have compared them to as the kind of predecessor of 3rd edition Sigmar because they had kind of like the non-command points
Right.
before, and then the new system came in and it kind of mucked them all up and they needed a FAQ to fix it. They definitely deserve a new book. Soulblight, as much as we both love them, kind of just had a new book. So that's interesting. I'm sorry, Flesh Eater Courts out there. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a right turn. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, right?
I was like excited for you.
We just got a Battle Tome, it feels like. So, but anyway, sorry, Flesh Eater Courts. These are awesome.
This is a cool model.
So cool.
I like this.
Bone. So Mortisan Ossifactor. They said something about Bone Mason, but it's not. It's like a new type of Bone Mason, I guess, right? That looks sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is the Bone Daddies. That is correct. This is the Daddy episode today.
That's right.
These are sick though. I love it. Okay. What do you think about this art?
I mean, it's better, but it's not great.
I like it a lot better. I think it's just much more vivid.
I don't hate this, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it lacks a lot of, at least a lot of codexes, battle tomes, have a lot of detail in the background and stuff. There's not a lot going on here, really.
Yeah.
You know, the main dude, guy holding a banner, there's a dude next to him. Like, there's 3 guys in this picture. Maybe like 2 or 3 in the back there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no legions or fight going on. There's no cool detail.
I don't mind it.
Makes them kind of compete really in the current edition.
Makes sense to me. Tell me about this vampire.
Okay, well, we'll
is
jump to
cool.
the vampire in a second. So this is Ivya Volga, and she is a outcast of her house. She is a wandering lone monster hunter, woodswoman. She wanders out into the wild places of the mortal realms. She finds monsters, she chops their heads off, and she drinks their blood. So the other vampires are sort of like not 100% on board with her, but she's still a vampire. She's still part of the family. When push comes to shove and the armies march against them, she can still join the fight. She is accompanied by a swarm of bats, which she uses to kind of
This is another Viercross
swamp
character, isn't
enemy
it?
units and monsters
Oh, yeah.
to
I love
100%.
Viercross, but like, why did they get all the characters? What the heck?
What's quite fun
It's
about
like-
this is that you've
I
got
don't know,
this
it's
kind
like
of
there's
crux
the line that
of
they're
lots
focusing
of
on
different,
right
almost kind
now.
of fairy tale elements.
Yeah,
pulled
it's another
together into a
character, but
it's
pretty cool.
It's the Ultramarines. It is really
Yeah.
cool though. She looks sick. Oh my god. I wonder what she
Into
does.
the woods. It makes sense. It's an
Yeah.
interesting and fascinating thematic element. And it seems like both of these characters are helping drive those armies deeper into their bespoke and unique aesthetics and
Yeah.
Now
feels
this is
that
the
they
same
have.
as the current
yeah, but
art.
both of them give you a sort of
Which
direction,
I
I guess.
like.
So she's obviously got wolf
fine.
elements to
It's
her,
good.
so you can lean into that kind of
Yeah.
dire wolfy kind of vibe.
I
saw
Soulblight
downgrade,
Grave Lords
like the
again.
Slaanesh cover.
Actually got one of the last battle tomes of the last
But
edition,
we've had that,
which
and I
meant that
want
they
more
didn't
and better.
get lots of the cool
Yeah,
things that
that's
lots of other
fair,
armies
that's fair.
got. with the latest edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. This Battletome brings
Zombie
them bang up
Monkey
to date.
doesn't love the head.
It also
Probably
incorporates
not an
other
alternate
units
head. Yeah,
we've seen
you're right,
added
'cause it is
in
named
since
character.
the last Battletome was added, including
a
things
stylized
like
hat, right?
the Vampire unit we saw in the last
good
edition.
point.
The last
They
box
did
set
mention
for
that she's an
Warcry.
outcast, so maybe she'll be a bit
it
more
actually has
flexible
quite a
as
lot
far as who
more
she can
to
join.
it.
There you go.
Even the current
Or at least
Soulblight
give benefits
Gravelords
to, because
book.
you can mix these,
Soulblight
all the time.
Gravelords
I think
came out relatively recently. They were a huge
Manfred
hit.
was actually making
one of the most
an appearance
popular
on a lot
army
of your
in
course
Warhammer
lists,
Age of Sigmar,
despite
and this
not
book
being
brings them
despite
bang up
being
to date
Legion
with
Knight.
loads of cool
This is
stuff
sick.
that your army can now do.
These are really well painted.
Yeah. Do we see anything?
But that's
new?
not
more
that's
interesting.
not
What was
it.
in
You've
the-
got
what
even
was in the
more.
top?
I
Even more.
feel like
Top
no
right?
one would have predicted that
We'll
this
catch
was
it
going
on
to
our
be an Age of
screens in a
Sigmar.
second.
Yeah, I mean, they've been spoiled, and here's something.
Let off with a line, and now it's all about the mortal
Yeah.
realms.
Well, let's see what else we got.
I don't remember taking the coin Malleus. But here we are, trudging through the mud to bring Sigmar's light to the realms.
The free cities, baby!
Okay, okay, okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's about time. It's about time.
So, Cities of Sigmar, that is the new infantry that is on its way for the free peoples, basically, Sigmar's mortal followers. So, just to set your expectations
says,
a little
"Don't do
bit,
this to
we
me."
are still a good few months away from the release of this army in full, but we wanted to kind of
God,
keep
I
you
love
updated as to
these.
where the project was getting to. We've kind of been
These
following
grungy
the Cities of
humans?
Sigmar project as it develops, and now we've got the
They
first kind
said
of painted
few
miniatures
years
to show
ahead.
you.
No, a few
This
months
is
from now,
some
they'll-
warriors from the mortal
this is not
infantry
well.
units
Sorry, I'm
of
leaving the sound on just 'cause
Sigmar. They
they
are
didn't say much in the
effectively,
trailer,
you
so
imagine
I'm like,
that
maybe they'll say something else.
these people have to face flying sharks and huge uruks and vampires and monsters and pretty much
So
any-
they're the human equivalent of Croxigors then.
yeah, well, not really. If you're looking for the absolute underdog of the Mortal Realms, this is this unit. They are given a rusty shield, not matching weaponry, a hat that just about fits, and then kind of booted out en masse into the realms on great big crusades, given a pat on the back, and they have to go and found a city somewhere in the Mortal Realms. So they are the plucky underdogs of the Mortal Realms.
It's good to actually see some interesting.
I mean, that's a great point. That's supposed to take on the dinosaurs?
But that's what I like about them. I'm seeing some people in chat kind of saying similar things, like, ah, it's just a guy with a sword. Like, yeah, but that's kind of the cool thing. Like, this is the everyman. Like, it's kind of like we talk about, like, oh, well, if there's a zombie apocalypse, like, we're totally gonna live. It's like, no. I know I'm not gonna live long in zombie apocalypse. And it's the same thing for the Mortal Realms. It's like, this is like the normal people that are just trying to fight, and there's like magic and monsters and dragons everywhere, and I kind of like that low-tech approach to it. What do you think, John?
I think it's cool. I'm glad that it's getting some cool detail to a very simple unit.
Right.
It's awesome. Poor humanity, man. Let's just hope they have like a fire wizard behind you or something. Because boy, these guys aren't gonna last long when vampires and dinos are knocking at their door. But it's cool. You're right. It's a cool low tech.
Here we go.
We're still a little ways off. What can it look like between now and then?
So, in terms of the roadmap for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, we have Blades of Khorne and Head Knights for Slaanesh are available to pre-order just now, so they are days away from being in people's hands. Very soon after, we get 2 Death Battle Tomes, so the Ossiarch Bone Reapers and the Soulblight Gravelords are hot on their heels. And then we have Mystery Book 1 in summer. We're not going to tell you what that is just yet, but it's going to be very cool and exciting, so we'll tune in for future previews to find out what that is. We also have Seraphon alongside their army box. They're going to land in summer, as will the latest General's Handbook. And then in autumn, we have Mystery Book 2, which I'm not going to tell you about today, but just very tantalizing, very
Just
mysterious.
the worst, Eddie.
I am the worst.
Teasing us constantly.
True, it's all true. And then Cities of Sigmar will be with us before the end of the year. So we'll keep you up to date. We'll give you lots more information about the Cities of Sigmar. But whether it's Seraphon, Cities of Sigmar, or any of those other battle tomes that are on the way, it is a pretty exciting few months, actually. For
I
Age
mean,
of
you've
Sigmar.
only told us up to autumn. Who knows what the winter
Who
could
knows?
bring?
Who knows what the winter could bring?
Well, what do we
Spring
have?
is
We
kinda
covered a
crazy,
lot of
huh?
Sigmar.
4 books.
We took a
Sigmar.
detour
battle
from the
tomes.
41st Millennium. I feel like we should go back there for at
We
least
can go
a
that for a little bit. Yeah, see
All
what
right, what else
There's
do
a
we
lot going
have
on.
here?
There's already a lot going on right now with Sigmar.
Dane, we've got to get out of here. The Hulk's going to blow! Not until we find our Iron King. Quick, search through the stasis chambers. Beastmen! Get to the escape pods. The ancestors are watching.
Wild. Okay, I think that counts as a Primaris jump pack.
I am a huge fan of kill
But
teams,
Ken got
and these
jump
are
packs
two
first.
amazing
That makes
kill
sense.
teams. And
I did not think there would be this many releases, to be honest.
Yeah?
I thought it was going to
A
be
lot.
like maybe a couple things. It's
Right.
like boom, boom, boom.
Right.
We're just going down the line. Everyone's getting something.
Well, and there's multiple things for people too. That's kind of the crazy thing.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I had heard people saying like, "Oh, they'll do Beastmen at some point or whatever," because this is basically the ones that we saw in Blackstone Fortress. It's just expanded with another six models. Now there's 9 models.
That's an awkward combo. Like,
Yeah, it's a little
Why
weird.
is it space goats versus
Yeah, it's a little
space
strange.
goblins?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. You're not wrong.
sorry. I'm just like the battle of all ages.
Yeah.
Like,
Goatmen versus really advanced dwarfs with plasma guns.
we're gonna
man.
ram ya.
It's cute. The Votan kill team looks like a lot of fun to paint, actually. They look very, very flavorful.
I like these little kits that this like kill team series does, where they take a faction and they go into really big detail on like a specific unit, right? So you get if you really want to put some more effort into a Votan army, you can pick this up and go to town on this new Votan model.
Yeah, get some nicer sculpts on them. Yeah, people in chat, what a out of left field box, Ty says. It's very weird.
Mondature was like, I will not hear this goat slander.
Look, you're not wrong. Let's see.
Space Narnia.
Yes, it
is Space Narnia. Mr. Thomas the Spawn. I want to see. Show us the next batch of the characters. That's the cool one with the jetpack. Because this kind of looks like the normal kit, basically.
Yeah.
You know? In fact, it might just be the normal kit.
No.
Oh, there's the guy in the back left.
Yeah.
That looks different, and then the last one on the right looks a bit different. The other 3 could just be the same. Yeah, the brass knuckles. Kind of into that. Now, what would be cool? Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that jump pack.
I wonder what kind of 40k rules they'll have with this. Oh, I love the heavy weapon,
Right.
Gatling.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Is that a new weapon for Votan?
No. That's the one that pioneers usually run. It's the it's the rotary.
Bridger's calling you. He's like, normal kit? That one has knuckles.
It looks like a normal kit. Oh, here we go. Beastmen, that's what I want to see. The Felgor Ravagers. Yeah, I don't mind them. I
I
It's just an
like
odd choice.
them, yeah.
That's kind of cool though. I'm all here for Beastmen. This is the gore kit that we didn't get for the dang Sigmar release. Tragic.
As long as we don't get any like real life goat videos again, I'm okay.
Oh yeah, that was
Excuse
weird.
me? Wait, what?
That was a trailer for the Beastmen that would just have, it was like real life footage of a goat. And it was like, Beastmen, they're coming. And you're like,
What?
just happened? I'm so confused. John, this kill team is really hard. I mean, this bingo is really hard.
I've given up on the bingo.
I have 2.
You have 2?
I have Release of the Lion.
Yeah, that's what I have.
2.
Oh, number 2.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Mel?
I've got Release of the Lion.
What's 10? 10 is 5 minutes. Oh, that's stream crash. They didn't crash.
No, I didn't. I don't know
Wait,
what's
what?
written there.
Oh,
no!
she's cheating.
I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. What did I write there?
That's a new
Oh,
what's it called? Boarding actions board.
Yeah.
That's cool.
this is 10. I accidentally wrote 2 twice, so I crossed it out. So this should be stream crash. It's not crossed out.
Right, but the stream didn't crash.
No, it's not. I crossed out the 2 because I wrote the 2
Oh,
twice.
I see. You're just crossing it out.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone have bingo in chat yet?
Also, the worst, I was the one saying there was going to be a new Kill Team release, and then I didn't put it on my bingo card.
Wow, that was pretty silly. You messed up, son. Okay.
Are we going to play more boarding actions? Chat?
Boarding actions is pretty fun.
Yeah, let us
Should we
know,
play
chat.
more boarding actions?
We just need to set aside that hour to set up the board first.
For you to set up the board.
Yeah, I like the operating table. The mini pod, I think, is something that already exists. All right, let's see. We have
Not to like give another shout out to Adepticon, but right over there in the other room, we've got literally what, like a 100+ player event of nothing but Into the Dark terrain and everything else happening tomorrow and the next day. So a lot of excitement around the end of the season of Into the Dark, but also it's still kind of alive and kicking with people playing in it all over the world right now.
Yeah. And Into the Dark as a way to play won't go away. That's like your inside
Evergreen.
Kill Team. So it gives a very different feel from playing Kill Team when you have ruins and things. It's a very claustrophobic, close quarters thing. And both those Kill Teams actually, Leagues of Votann, very durable, lots of very dangerous short-range weaponry, and the Beastman team, very good close combat. You'd imagine. I haven't seen the stats in huge detail, but
They're
Beastmen
pretty good.
Notoriously hard to kill.
Let's not forget that in Kill Team, all these teams are considered to be elites in a sense, right? These are not your run-of-the-mill dregs. These are sort of the best of the best going on. You know, especially difficult special operations kind of. Yeah, the best of course. Bravo, well done, Eddie. Excellent joke. I love it.
Give us Space
anyway,
Hulk. Let's see it.
What do we have next?
Space Hulk.
Above the world and crashing into it to under the world.
Weird Hollow.
That's cool.
That's cool. Those are all cool models.
Yeah.
I love the models. I like the cards. Is it?
So it's Underworlds, which is their competitive game. It's decks. No, it has
Some shade
It
there.
was set up to be a competitive game. It's just not particularly widely played. Like there's some tournament traction, but it's a much tighter system than 40k or Sigmar. It's designed to be played competitively, and so it's played on the grid. And then they release these little, kill team-ish kind of, armies basically, and they're always gorgeous models. And I will say, they almost always have interesting Sigmar rules. They're not always the best, but they're generally much more playable than like the 40k counterparts. Like those kill teams are going to have, if they have 40k rules, they're going to have trash 40k rules. These will actually be half decent, I guarantee it. So
That's awesome.
I'm into it.
This, what is it, like a Stormcast Eternal, like, wizard
Yeah.
going on?
I was like,
that guy's cool.
Can we use it for our Lumineth army?
Yeah, so when I saw them, I was like, it's all conversion bait. That's what it's all for. So
I didn't want to say it again, but yeah. That's what
we just don't play Underworlds, but they're great models. I like the Tzeentch Warband too.
Yeah.
That main caster is gorgeous. Yeah, every time Underworlds products get revealed. Well, I like the models. It's true. I bought the Squig one because that was actually some pretty cool rules. Because you can give a Gloomspite unit fight on death.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, again,
That's cool.
not terrible for sure.
Is this a way to like try to get someone to get the 40k bug? Or is boarding action still the better way?
You mean Sigmar bug?
That's fair.
I don't know. I feel like it could be. Like you start getting the models. It's just it's a very different scale, even more different than Kill Team, right? Like literally that's your whole army per se.
That's fair.
It's so wacky. We saw some of this in the rumor engine, right? So this guy on the left, that's the eyeball with all the arms and legs. I feel like we saw that in a rumor thing. I'm not sure about the Birdman with the mutation.
Tzeentch has never been my style too much. It is. I mean, it's weird for a reason. It's ever changing, right?
Yeah,
so
totally.
Well, I think the problem is it is Adrian's absolute style, and he's not on board.
Oh, sure.
These? Oh yeah, the Birdman. The Birdman's a little bit weird to me, but the three on everything else I love about it. It's great. It's pink and teal. It's weird. It's creepy. Ben says Warcry is a better gateway for Sigmar, and that makes more sense, right?
Probably.
There's more kind of parallels there. This is almost closer to like a one-off board game, which is cool too. Yeah, good game, Kelder says.
Who's the guy from Monsters Inc? Sully?
Yeah.
No. The I. Is that
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski?
Mike
that's right.
Wazowski. Oh my God, these are gorgeous.
See, those are going to go in our Lumineth army.
Lumineth? Yeah, I can see that for sure. Oh my gosh.
If you didn't
That's
know,
cool.
Adrian and I are somehow collaborating on a Lumineth army.
Yeah.
Has the paint scheme been decided? No. Will it lead to our divorce? Maybe.
Jesus. Yeah, we keep buying models. It gets like a bunch of secondhand stuff from LVO and things like that. I think it's gonna be a summer project. It's gonna be cool. So you come to
2
an
years
agreement
later.
first. Yeah, exactly. So these are the decks, I guess. You know, you play with cards if you're not familiar.
Magical activities that are happening on the base. It's fascinating to see, and also, you know, can't wait to see in a game where someone throws a colonnade at someone.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about it before. It comes with lots of different decks you can use, so you.
What's up, Nurgle Matthew in chat? Hopefully you're doing well. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, there's some overlap sometimes into Warcry. Yeah. Well, what do you guys want to talk about while we wait for these parts to go away?
For something relevant to come on the screen.
Give us Deathwing, okay? Come on, let's go. All right, let us know in chat. 10th edition, more or less likely at this point. Are they saving it for last, or
It
did we
has
miss
to
it?
be.
No.
Infinite
The
flexibility.
thing is, like,
It's
they've
just for a
announced
regular
so
game
much
occasion.
already. We
The
knew
whole game
they
group,
said
whether
something
it's
big was
built
going to happen,
into
and
that
big
scene,
things
things like that.
technically
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
happened.
That could be it.
So,
right?
so
You know?
Rivals, for those of you that don't know, Rivals for Underworlds is effectively pre-made.
Just doing my Underworlds. I don't know. I think it's a juke. I think
What's-
they're trying to trick us. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're done. Just kidding.
What's the
Space
over-under?
Hulk. They've been very mean.
They're
thus
saving
far.
the Primaris Lieutenant for the end.
That's in here somewhere. Where's Primaris Lieutenant? I think I haven't seen
Primaris
this.
Grey Knights? How did we not think of that?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Super Reedy thinks that 10th's being held for Warhammer Fest.
Oh.
That is
That's
a
next
possibly.
week?
Oh, are we could do this again.
Sounds like it's a date. Save 10th for Gen Con. I don't know if they would. Gen Con will be more like all their board games and stuff like that. Brian wants to know what should he buy for his new Dark Ageless army.
All of it,
Favorite Ryan. I want to know that too, because right now everyone's getting, Deathwing Terminator with Storm Shields and Thunderhammers. I want to know, is that going to remain a thing, or are they going to just nerf that to the ground? I'm very curious. Now that we have 30 of them.
I mean, ever-changing.
Right. Skip 10th, go straight to 20th. Yeah, that's fair.
Roll the video.
No.
Go on.
Oh, they're looking at each other.
Don't be that guy. Come on. It's
Werner,
Kelly,
fine. Go
I
ahead.
wish you would look at me this way.
Yeah.
Victory. That is what the preachers cry from the spires of their temples. What commanders tell the soldiers in their service. The Indomitus Crusade meets with triumph after triumph. Day by day we tear Imperium Nihilus from the Despoiler's grip. And though we are beset on all sides, with each battle we drive back the mutant, the heretic, the alien. As I speak these words, our forces engage the remnants of Leviathan. Reclaiming lost worlds, atoning for old shames. A crusade to cleanse the stars. Taking the fight to the enemy. routed the Tyranids at Baal. We broke their high fleet. Soon, their foulness will be but a memory. That is what the preachers say. Will not save us. Lies will not protect us. But it is our hope that will damn us. The spies in the slums. Our people sing of victory. Victory as the galaxy burns. Victory as the Imperium rots around us. Victory as humanity rages against the dying of the light. Victory.
What does that
New
mean?
edition of
Goosebumps.
Warhammer 40,000. Who knew? Who knew?
Nobody
Wait,
called.
did they even say that
Nobody had
officially?
any idea.
So good, I gotta tell you.
Wait, did
Growing up my whole
you just
life,
say-
Did he just say new edition?
Did you just
something
say
about
new
the
edition?
Dark
New edition, guys?
that when you watched,
Did he say new edition?
and it was stunning. But when you watched Sister
Chat?
Adepticon and the
the-
Ultramarines crushing some Necrons, there was a little bit.
It
of
was very unclear.
It's all gone. It's all
What just
gone.
happened?
That was the grimdark 41st Millennium to a T, and
That was not a happy video.
it's the first time I've seen it tonight, and I am
Oh
still
my
excited.
god,
and
that
how
was
not
a
happy
sick trailer though.
was that
Dope
I
trailer.
just gives
What
you
was
a
it telling
Dude.
us?
Horrificness of not just like facing Tyranids, which is pretty horrific on the scale of things, but
not
just
nice.
generally, Warhammer 40,000 is an absolutely awful place to be alive, even for a Space Marine. Like
You're not wrong.
survivability against certain races is measured in
It is awful.
minutes and
It
hours.
is terrible, but it is a wonderful place to have a hobby. And why don't we let the people who actually wrote the game tell us a little bit more about
Absolutely.
that? I mean, we'll tell you a lot, but first.
Warhammer 40,000 is the world's most popular tabletop miniatures game. Players command armies of genetically enhanced super soldiers, brutal monsters, powerful aliens, and destructive war machines to play out spectacular battles in the 41st millennium.
Our mantra with this new edition has been streamlining.
We've been listening to the community, and that's a large part of why we've decided to focus the game as much as possible.
How can we keep the tactical depth and richness that players love, but examine every rule in the game? Does this need to be here, or is there another way that we can achieve the same result?
To secure victory, you must understand your strengths and the strengths of your enemy.
We've fundamentally changed the datasheets from the ground up.
Making them much more accessible and really focusing the rules onto the datasheet themselves. What the team's been able to do with this is really look at every unit in the game, make sure it has a really clear battlefield role and a thing for it to do, and then write the right rules for it.
Your datasheet rules all fit on a single card, and your army rules will fit on a single page.
One of the things we wanted to ensure was that everyone got to play 40k as soon as possible after the edition was launched. So to make that happen, all of the rules for everyone's armies via the datasheets and their army rules will be available for free.
From the darkness between the stars, a twisted mockery of evolution spawns fresh horrors.
It's a galaxy at war. This is the onset of what the Imperium will regard as the Fourth Tyrannic War. This is the largest Tyranid swarm ever recognized in the galaxy, emerging when no one's expected it. The Segmentum Pacificus.
To be a warrior of the Emperor in such times is to face an array of nightmares.
What we've managed to achieve with this edition is a game that players of Warhammer 40,000 will love for its tactical depth and choices, but is streamlined and plays much quicker.
The end result is faster, while still keeping all the flavour that you've come to love in Warhammer 40,000.
For players who've been with Warhammer 40,000 for the last 35 years, they've never seen anything like this before. We've never shown conflict at this scale.
Immersive and thrilling new gameplay. Discover a major new narrative in the Fourth Tyrannic War. The new edition of Warhammer 40,000 deploys this summer.
Holy moly!
That's insane.
There it is.
I feel like we can't mute it yet. Like,
No, I'm not gonna mute it.
I don't want to miss anything.
The Warhammer 40,000 studio had to say about some of the changes. It sounds very exciting.
Very exciting. We'll talk about some of them in depth, in fact, in this very live stream.
Tell me more.
It's fascinating to me because
Tell us,
there's
Mike
a
Brandt.
bunch to unpack about the new edition, not least of which is what's going on with the lore.
he is not as excited as we are.
Is he getting more quiet as the?
Mike!
Mike, drink some coffee.
Yeah.
Is it still the 40k we've come to know and love, as well as what do
Better be.
free rules mean?
Looking at you,
There's
Mike.
a lot more to that than what you
Yeah,
might
there's
expect.
lots of lines there thrown away which have quite big implications.
Yeah, we'll take some time to get to you, but I feel like the one thing we're missing is, well, the reason
It's
we've
the
all gotten into
miniatures.
the hobby in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first place. Why don't we take a look at some miniatures?
It's Terminator.
Is it Primaris Terminator?
Legs look a bit longer.
It looks like a...
We're the worst.
So, Terminators
Wait,
are
they transitioned
back.
for
These
that?
are the
That was
first
very
company in
fast.
Space Marines. Each one of those chapters has Terminators. They are the best of the Space Marines.
John, we just finished 30 of these guys.
Absolute Terminators
Rip.
always were in your mind. These
It makes
are
sense though, right? It's a new
walking
Tyrannic
powerhouses
War.
of
They're all about
destruction,
Ultramarines, Tyrannic War
juggernauts
veterans.
of hate
Yeah.
and
You gotta have some
fury
vanilla Marines in
unleashed
there.
upon the enemies of mankind.
And really brought
Gotta
up
help
to
with the new
speed
guys.
with the development of the miniature range as a whole.
I'm genuinely
As well
shocked.
as the way that the miniatures themselves have been scaled
Is it
over time.
Primarisified? 'Cause
And
they-
I'm especially
No,
excited because
no,
as
it's
I
for
was
sure.
watching
It's just a
the
new
chat
model.
during
It's just a new
some
model.
of the videos
Which
Okay.
is
Okay, cool.
also kind
we're
of
gonna see
relieving
Terminator
because
Well,
that means
you were
like
gonna
vanilla
see
Space Marines
new
aren't really
Terminator
going
miniatures,
anywhere.
and they are stunning. They
You
do
know?
all of the
I mean,
justice
that's
to
what
the
they're-
original sculpture.
We do have Death of
All
Firstborn
the
here.
justice to the
I don't know if we're gonna get that.
feel of the
Cross it out.
place
Dang it.
being brought up to the scale that really justifies what they are in
Yeah,
the
so
war.
they stand really well in the army. They stand taller than a Primaris Marine. One of the things that's worth saying about these Terminators is that these aren't necessarily Primaris Terminators. They're not necessarily firstborn Terminators. Any Space Marine can earn the right to wear a suit of Terminator armor if they prove themselves to get promoted to the first company. If they
Interesting
prove
take.
themselves to be worthy of the mantle of wearing Terminator armor. So these could be worn by veterans of the firstborn veterans of the previous Tyrannic Wars. They could also be worn by Primaris
Interesting.
veterans of the Indomitus Crusade or any other type of Space Marine veteran.
And this is
So-
deeply true in the lore.
The
for
one size
models.
fit
This
all
is canonical.
Yeah.
This is
Terminator
what
armor?
You just have more or less padding
it is.
inside.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
being cheeky when
I
we say
mean,
that
okay,
it
so the 30 aren't
opposes the
invalidated, I
long-running
guess it
demand
sounds
for
like.
new firstborn
It's kind of like the
miniatures
guardsmen.
and Primaris Terminators.
Like, are they a little bit different skill of the
They
old
are,
ones? Yes. Can you
when
put them
all said
together?
and done,
Yes.
Terminators.
They stand taller than Primaris.
Bridger. They must be huge. Taller than
Terminator
Primaris.
suits
Yeah.
themselves are relics, right? So these are thousands of years old, and even
I know, what's the
Belisarius
comparison
War,
here?
after 10,000 years of
Is that a
fiddling around with
35
the tech he
now?
had, couldn't
Base?
improve.
Well, they're on 40s right now.
Or 40? Okay.
So they still have their Crux Terminatus with those.
I don't- yeah, I
shards of
can't-
What?
Warzone
Why
armor.
would they be like
You can actually
10th
look there in the
edition,
Terminator in a bit
free
more detail, and you
rules,
can see that
law, and then
every
this?
single element of it, like
Hey, Terminators are cool, Mal, okay?
helmet,
They could have just brought me
you're a-
down from the crash a little bit, gentlemen. gentlier.
Detail is so much crisper.
I appreciate
Proportions and
this.
the pose are
What do you
so
think of
good.
the
You
actual
see these guys
detail
on
of the model?
battlefield, They really have
It's beautiful. Just
I love that
obviously
knee.
the Terminators
like
That knee though.
I wonder if it leaves an imprint when they need someone in the face.
yeah, it's the shape of their skull
Like a little
caving
stamp.
It's just
Oh my
great
God.
to see such an iconic unit back.
Okay, here we go.
40,000.
I can't wait to see more.
Are
of
these
it.
side
I
by
need
side?
to see the
For
other
sure. Or
side
there's no
of
like
Spectre as
depth
well, but
thing
for
happening
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Like what's
These in the front.
scale between the Terminators of old and the Terminators of
Okay.
today. You can kind of
I
see
feel like this is
how their bulk and their size.
this is
not
something one needs to
rendering
see in
the old
person.
Terminators
Honestly,
to
like this
tightness.
helps. It is a bit
It really
bigger, but we're
fits
gonna have to
much
see it in
more
person.
prominently
How many times have we seen these
range of
models,
miniatures that
new
are
models,
available
and
in
we're like,
Space Marine
oh, it's
faction.
okay, or it doesn't feel much
Perfectly
bigger. And you see it in person, you gotta kind of get the three-dimensionality of it.
Yeah,
I like the
look
plating
good
on
facing
the
off against
Power
something like
Fist.
the more
Very
recent
cool.
Chaos Terminators, some of the kind of the bigger character
Yeah, the fist is
models,
sick,
so,
and that's where you can see the size.
I'm glad they
something
don't got
like
weird
Primarch,
guns
like,
anywhere.
Gulliman
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Lion,
At this
like,
point, I was
really
waiting for
one of these
that
guys.
knee pad
And
could
obviously
open up.
every
And just
That's a interesting tidbit there though. Like it's only the bare bones Terminator,
Yeah.
but they've shown none of the upgrades, none of the special weapons, heavy weapons. So I wonder, is it gonna come in the kit, or is it just gonna be bare bones for the first wave? What's going on?
As cool as Terminators always should have been.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of the beef that they have for Tyranids, we've shown you a new Space Marine miniature.
Seems
but
like
it's
Oh, let's go.
Seems like
show.
fun.
The
New
other side
nids.
of the
I like it. I like it. You're disappointed again.
I expected more.
No, I mean
So
that
Terminators
model
are
had a
the most
lot of
numerous,
detail compared
yeah.
to the
Forces
older
of
version.
Okay, okay.
The thing is that you're gonna have to buy like 40 of these.
40?
Or like
100. No, you're right.
At least.
What's the size? What are
So,
we?
I mean, you want to grab one, John?
Yeah.
There's way more detail. The current kit is very, very, very basic. It's these
okay.
guys.
I was
Everyone-
thinking
everyone
of
gets
dino
one.
size.
Everyone gets a
Everyone
Terminator.
gets another one. We'll be giving these out like candy when we have to replace
The level
them.
of detail on these is so crisp and so lovely.
Yeah, so the current
these are
ones,
very much
y'all
the
can't see them, but
vanguard
you can look on the
of the
website.
wave of
Yeah, they're
Tyranid.
way more
Tyranid,
cartoony.
Okay.
Like, they're okay, but
is going to get
that is a
absolutely
big step
spoiled
up.
this year. If you are a Tyranid fan,
Gons,
there
gons,
are
gons.
so many new plastic kits. It's the most significant update to the Tyranid army we have ever done as a company.
I'm excited about it as a longtime Tyranid fan as well because there's an enormous amount of work that's been done to make.
Congrats,
the Tyranid range
Kenochi
feel
Jenkins,
nostalgic,
bingo.
but also very
Was Kenochi the first one? I was just about to
That's
say.
what that's what I've
Because I
seen.
saw one, Adolin Solaris, also bingo. Congrats to both of you.
Congrats.
Temp, Terminators, Lion, Nids, Kill Team, left to right, diagonal. And Kenochi, yeah? Adolin and Kenochi. Congrats.
I am nowhere near bingo.
I have,
We're so far off.
I think I forgot to write down a couple, but I'm not doing well here, I'll be honest. But if we get Primaris Elves, I'll be in a good spot.
Yeah. Put me back in the game.
I'm gonna be honest. I put my center one as Henry Cavill TV show confirmation, and I don't think it's gonna
That's amazing.
I love the spine, the
Yeah.
chitin on the spine here.
So gorgeous.
Chitin, as some would say.
I'm in the limelight for a bit and
Oh,
well deserving
okay,
of a new
that's-
plastic kit.
Hey, you don't have to scream it to me.
Nightfall
That's
saying the
big.
biggest
There's
update to
something
Tyranids
we've
faction
never
ever,
seen
they
before.
just said.
So one of the hallmarks of the Tyranids, I suppose, is their continuous adaptation
That
to
dude
these
is
short-faced
jacked.
challenges. And
true.
the Hive Fleet has
Those
definitely
biceps.
taken
Yeah.
that on board
Oh
with
my
its
gosh.
latest Tyrannic invasion.
And we can see here in the scaling again that while the Termagant has definitely come a long way from its
Bigger base
very
size?
tried and true, the trusty, rusty old
Is that bigger?
be a
plastic
28.
kit, it hasn't been outscaled in the development of it. It's still the same Termagant in terms
Right,
of
it's
how
not a
it
different
fits
scale.
into the range.
Which
it
I,
used
like
to
I
be.
said, we're talking about the
Just with
Terminator,
that
and I
really
appreciate
fresh
that.
glow up with that
I
really
think it's the
easy
level
can
of
still use your old
detail that
models.
really changes. So like I've got quite a lot of Termagants. I've got a Tyranid army. I've got about 30 Termagants.
I still haven't done any of the new boys yet. And it's kind of the same thing. Like the old ones still work, you know? If you're gonna get them, if you're gonna do this army, these are the models to get. They're great. But if you have the old ones, it's not gonna be validated. I think that's super important for those of us who spent years and years and years collecting and painting. You don't want it to be just out over one release. So this is good.
Very true.
Oh, they're doing a little
Detailed. You could certainly paint those very quickly if you
little
want.
camera zoom.
Absolutely. And besides just the miniatures, there's a whole lot going on.
This will take 1,000 years to
Isn't there,
paint.
with the
Yep.
arrival of this new Tyranid range. What does that bode
will
for us
be
in
an
terms
edge
of when we
highlighting
talk
master
about
after
the
that.
actual development of the universe itself?
Yeah, so the new edition of Warhammer 40,000 is the new Tyrannic War. It's the 4th Tyrannic War against the Tyranids. So what we saw at the end of the Arcs of Omen with the Return of the Lion was the end of that story. So it has a really solid, conclusive narrative that kind of has a big culmination, a big showdown between the forces of the Angels of Death and the forces of chaos. And then what we've done with the new edition is we've picked up the lens of what's going on in the galaxy, we've moved it to another part. In this instant, it's the western rim of the galaxy. So if you're if you're familiar with your
typically come from
they come from the east usually. They come from the east. So
Oh,
if you're familiar with your Warhammer 40,000 lore, you'll know that generally speaking, the Tyranid invasions have all come from the galactic east, and they've kind of picked off Macragge and
it was always told as the beginning of this tendrils with the High Fleet in theory behind it.
Yes, so what we've got now with the 4th Tyrannic War is the forces of the Leviathan, the Imperium has been fighting them for quite a long time, and they thought they kind of got their measure, right? They fought them.
Is it like wrapping around the galaxy?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they thought they might have, like, seen the peak of Leviathan halted, and that's absolutely not true. What we're seeing now is from the other side of the galaxy, this enormous, great tendril, this sweeping mass of Tyranids, the largest invasion we've seen yet, swooping in from the other side.
I know, I'm waiting for the lieutenant. Where's our
so
Primarch's
Leviathan
lieutenant?
is kind of crushing both sides of the galaxy.
So wait,
the galaxy
are we
is
not gonna
literally
get
in the
Space
jaws of High Fleet Leviathan.
It's really a bummer for you.
Giving like a sense of
No,
absolute
they're still building up to it. They're building up
Yeah,
to
it's coming.
That's
it's coming.
the big one.
That's my bingo right there.
This is like
10th edition though. Oh,
and actually the
my
galaxy is
goodness.
completely surrounded.
I'm sorry, can we go back to free rules?
Free rules is going to be huge.
That is a huge step in
Yeah.
accessibility.
I
and
didn't
a
think
huge
they would
step
do
in
that.
the right way.
Yeah.
They really took all the player feedback and ran with it, right? They have all the rules up front for the edition, so you're going to be able to play any faction right off the bat.
I wonder if that means they're going to be able to roll out new updates quickly. Oh, here we go.
It's one of those things we're not sure. Anyone would wonder how much will we talk about the rules and the reveal, right?
Everything.
Everything. Don't be coy, Mike.
A little bit about what does new 40K bring
Come on.
from an actual playing of the game perspective. First one is we mentioned that the game has been streamlined. It's been simplified. The game is not simple. Let's remember this is still Warhammer 40,000. It's still the game that we all sort of know and love. And it has all of the hallmarks of Warhammer 40,000 that our community has grown up around enjoying recreating battles on the battlefield. But from a simplification perspective, there's been an enormous amount of work done to make the game less dense, to make redundancy and minor rules spread across numerous publications less complicated, and to streamline everything into sort of, we'll talk about it a little bit as we go through a couple of these next elements of the game. A good example is instead of having, let me think of it, if you were to run a Space Marine detachment today, Space Marines Army, you might have a book that has several pages of strategy.
I'm gonna turn him up.
Several
He's so quiet.
pages of psychic powers. You have warlord traits. You have relics. You have all these rules and layers of rules. And then if you want them
quite
to
a lot to learn,
it's
right,
a lot.
before
If
you
you want to
bring it
make
to the
them
table.
Ultramarines and add that on top, then you've got more pages of stratagems and so on and so forth. What we didn't want to do is get rid of the value of things like stratagems and enhancements to your warlord or to some of your key character units. But they've been simplified down so that when you're playing, you'll have one full page spread open. And on that one full page spread, you'll have a series of stratagems, about 6 on average per army, as well as a series of upgrades to your warlord or to your relics, and a sub-faction rule, effectively, to whatever your army may be. And if you choose to play a different grouping, let's say you go from Ultramarines to the Ultramarines First Company, instead of adding a whole nother book to the whole experience, you'll take that one-page spread of rules and replace it with a different one, so that you're always working with a really tight, streamlined set of rules, but still the same depth that you have today within the army, different stratagems, different abilities. And then a number of different stratagems, rules, and other things have been taken and put back onto the data sheet to really bring the units to the forefront of the game as an experience again. So as opposed to putting down your units and then playing a lot of the game, as it were, from the front of the book, there's a greater emphasis for many of those rules moving into the data sheets and moving into the overall game experience. We also have key changes to phases. They've been streamlined. We have the morale phase has been moved into the command phase and rejiggered entirely with something called Battle Shock, which we may talk about a little bit more here. The psychic phase has been broken down into the actual data sheets of the rules and abilities.
So it's not a psychic phase
there
anymore.
Isn't
that's
an actual psychic
that's a key
phase
change.
anymore in the game.
What?
Instead, psychic abilities are baked into the units themselves. They still
No
work in some
psychic
ways.
phase.
evocative
Did I
of
hear that
psychic powers
correctly?
from today,
No
but it's not an
psychic.
entire phase that applies.
No more
in very
perils,
different
baby,
ways
let's
to different
go.
So,
armies.
for example, a librarian might have Smite, which would be a ranged shooting attack with a psychic ability.
Yes, with reflections of things like the hazardous nature of using it at a very high level, with the potential to inflict mortal wounds and other things, but still focused as basically a shooting attack. Whereas, some of the psychic powers that might buff a unit or debuff a unit are more baked into an ability within the data sheet, as opposed to an entire phase oriented around that functionality, and it better reflects the sort of strengths and weaknesses of different psychers. Someone like a Primaris psyker within the Astral Meltarum might not be as reliable getting off their abilities as Magnus the Red, who's probably not going to fail them in your typical
so Magnus the Red has a ranged psychic attack, but it's like a really good ranged psychic attack. Right?
Absolutely, and
as well as a range of other psychic abilities
as well, as opposed to just a generic psychic ability that every
They just shoot
has.
more?
You mentioned a little bit about
shoot the gun?
morale and
Like,
battle shock there.
Really?
I think obviously we'll dive into all of these rules in a lot more detail
And they
on
also
the
said something about morale
Warhammer community
phase
site
and
over the coming
command
weeks and
Yeah.
months. But I think one of the
Continue
things that
how
I
all
really
that
like
works.
about the
Fascinating.
new edition, the changes, is that you don't lose models in morale anymore. You don't have
No, you
don't
don't.
fail a morale tech and actually just
and
take
morale is-
units off. It just changes the way that unit interacts with the game.
It does. It works much more like a unit that's been broken up and banged up within a very fast-paced, sort of almost modern firefight, and that those units might not interact as well with rules and with grabbing objectives and other things as they normally would. Additionally, it has much more relevance throughout the game, whereas today you might, kill off most of the models in a unit. They barely pass the morale test. A couple models survive, and they go hide in a corner on an objective all game, and they're basically fine from then on out, even though most of their units been devastated. Battle Shock will have less of an impact on models disappearing from the board and more of an impact on testing their metals.
How
throughout the
reliable
course
is
of the
that
game.
unit now in the
Yes.
battlefield?
And
Basically?
once a unit has been damaged to a certain degree, it may become less reliable on a regular basis each turn, depending upon how they hold themselves together in the face of the ongoing attrition of a battlefield.
All right, should we talk about stratagems a little bit?
There's definitely fewer stratagems to remember. There's many more stratagems that are core stratagems that you'll commonly see in gameplay. Whereas whenever you play a faction, you basically always have 6 stratagems available.
Yep.
And if you decide to play a different variation of that faction, you'll take those 6 stratagems away and replace them with 6 new ones that are for that variation, i.e. Ultramarines versus Imperial Fists or something similar to that effect.
So you have a very common, a list of common stratagems that everyone can use, and that's a little bit bigger than it is now. And then you have a much smaller list of ones that are specific to the faction.
Yep, and they're much more focused on really impactful stratagems you'll want to use on a regular basis. There's also fewer command points in the game by a significant margin, and so there's much more of a focus on using the right stratagem at the right time, rather than dumping all of your command points on turn 1 into a series of combos that makes it feel like you're playing against, again, the front of the book as opposed to the armies and the data sheets that are on the tabletop. Also, let's be very clear. We've re-indexed the game. All of the index rules are free, and are free on day 1, as are all of the core rules to play the game.
So that means on the first day of the new edition, if I've got an Orc army, which I do, I can get my core rules, I can get all my data sheets for my Orcs, and I can play a game with that army on the first day of the
And
new
all
edition.
your army rules as well. Now, there's nothing in particular that's hidden. All of them are free and available on day 1 to play with.
I'm
and the
realizing it
points
was
are
on the
going
slide the
digital
whole
and free
time,
as
but I
well.
did not process what that really meant.
That's why I was like,
So
You're like,
there's
it's right
also
there.
the ability to
GW,
purchase
that is
indexes,
a
because
quick
if
way
you
to
want to
my
have them,
heart.
you can have actual physical data sheet cards.
So
You're no
those are a
longer-
little bit like the War Scroll cards in
Yep,
Warhammer
a little
Age
bit
of
like
Sigmar.
Age of
So
Sigmar, War Scroll
all of the
cards.
rules are kind of compacted onto a single card.
Yep,
They-
and you
they,
no longer
like, hinted
necessarily
at
need to bring
that
all of them with you if your army only uses
lot.
10 data sheets instead of the
When they were first
180 you have in Space Marine or however many it is these days. You only need to
core
bring those
rules.
data sheets
Yeah,
with you
the
instead
first-
of
the
lugging the
first
whole
data
book,
sheets.
because again, you just have that one open page or a couple of data cards of your actual army
They're just like
rules and
rapid fire on
stratagems,
these slides now.
and
What
then
is
your
happening?
individual
Oh my god.
data
So
sheets.
that was a
Very
common thing,
awesome.
wasn't it?
Was that new
we were
Eldar
being
terrain?
told from the community was
I
like,
don't
they
recognize
like
that terrain.
Warhammer 40,000 as a game, but there's a lot of rules to carry around, right? There's
Are we missing
rules
stats?
bloat in terms of the things you have to remember,
Yeah.
but also the amount of books that you need to take with you when you play a
Can we
game.
go on to meta?
And you've got less things to remember, less things to know about your opponent's army, but the variety of it in terms of like the choices you have.
And army building itself, as we just saw back there, I don't know if we'll go back to that one image we had just before this one. Army building itself has simplified, and it's, when we say it's simplified, it is a much more accessible thing to get into. And we've done a lot of interesting things with the rules to make it more innovative and more immersive to build a diverse army, as opposed to just taking only the best units,
Sales, let's check that
or
out.
on paper the best units. And the way it's been simplified is you take a character,
Carl doesn't want to
your
play
warlord,
AoS.
you take up to 3 of any data sheet, or up
Everyone
to
has
6
to play
of any
AoS
basic
now.
troop
Welcome.
or dedicated transport.
Announce
data
the
sheet. And
double
that's
turn.
it. And so you need to have a warlord, and then you take up to 3 of most units. Additionally, there's been a great deal of work in putting things like what used to be individual unit stratagems and other abilities into the data sheet itself. And there's a variety of rules
notice
that are
toughness is there, y'all.
tailored to work with this type of army.
Toughness confirmed.
A good example being that
Leadership?
a Space Marine captain might have a really
Weapon skill?
powerful ability, but only one model per turn can use that ability. And so taking a second or third one isn't necessarily a value add. And there's many
After
different
this,
units
we'll
that,
definitely go
instead
through
of there
this
being a
again.
stratagem
Yeah,
where after
yeah,
your
we'll
unit
definitely be-
shoots and targets a unit, now your other units get a benefit against it, there might be a key unit that provides that buffer benefit to your army. And so working in a combined arms way and leveraging different data sheets into your army in an innovative way is oftentimes, by design, much more impactful and useful and interesting than simply taking 3 of one thing and 3 of the other. So army building has been simplified, but the depth and interest in actually building a diverse force has been a major focus for how the data sheets have been built and how the army rules have been designed.
So every unit basically has got their thing. Like they've got the thing that they bring to your army. So
absolutely,
in a way that at the moment you might be relying on stratagems or something to do a particular niche or to fill a particular need. A lot of the time, the unit and the data sheet will allow you to do that. So that's why you take that particular unit.
Much greater focus on your army doing the work of being an army, as opposed to how can I take the most optimal units and then use my stratagems or the sort of front of my book to do all of the work.
Yeah, so I think we had an example data sheet that might be worth talking through some of the things, because it looks quite a lot different from the data sheets we have at the moment.
Data sheets are heavily different, and with the decision to index, there's also the opportunity to revamp the way a data sheet looks and works and is designed. Here you can see the new termagates, which is quite cool. They have an ability that focuses on how the unit behaves and is very thematically tied to them.
I guess one of the things before we get too into it is that the data sheet does look quite different, but actually the effect in terms of what it does in the game is not a million miles away from the way that Warhammer 40,000 works today.
Like
no, it's going to seem very familiar. It's not a move to something like Age of Sigmar, where every unit hits or wounds on a fixed number or something like that. Instead, it's still very similar to what you'll remember or recognize from Warhammer 40,000 today. But the ranged weapons and melee weapons and things like that have been moved into their own profile. You'll notice that attacks and ballistic skill, weapon skill, and strength.
Yeah, they still exist. They're just attached to the weapon.
They're moved into the weapon.
We will discuss more after this. Right now,
that allows us to do a wide variety of things with the way that the units are designed, such as something like chainswords or a Space Marine Captain's Power Fist versus a Space Marine Sergeant's Power Fist. Those things can all be somewhat different, and they can reflect the way the individual models work rather than being hard tied to the individual model's attacks or strength characteristics.
So we've got a few questions in the chat about OC. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Objective control. So OC effectively establishes the value that each model in a unit has if it isn't within range of an objective marker. So a unit of 10, now, things like objective secured as a rule, those are gone. Instead, it's reflected with the individual units. Each model may have a different objective control characteristic. So each termagant scores effectively 2 points if it's within range of an objective. Whereas something that may be bigger or more robust but isn't really focused on grabbing objectives may only have an OC value of 1.
But it also means things like Knights, which
have a much higher
particularly struggled with objective control, can actually now count as lots of the OC can be quite high, and they could, one rock doesn't beat one knight sort of thing.
It's definitely an improvement in the way we design models for function, because again, when you look at things like what is optimal,
right, exactly.
It's going to be like AoS, where maybe
levels focus on, so you can go, well, this unit may not have the same damage output as another unit, but it's much better at objectives, which still remain a very key part of how the game is
I imagine termagates are going to be relatively cheap, right? So that's probably one of the cheapest.
I don't think they're going to cost the same as a Terminator.
Yeah, but that's one of the most efficient ways to fill the board with objective control.
Absolutely, which is exactly what termagates tend to do. And we've done some things to make the units actually reflected in their data sheet abilities in a very interesting way that reflects how their actual lore works. There's a whole bunch of work done to look at their lore, at their IP, and make sure that the abilities actually reflected that. In the case of the scuttling termagates that are very sneaky, can tend to be difficult to pin down. When you get within 9 inches of a unit, the unit gets to move in a reaction.
So that's very reactive compared to the current edition.
And there's a ton of addition of reactive abilities and reactive stratagems and reactive data sheet abilities into the game. So you're playing a lot more of an interesting game with your opponent during their turn. So there's less phases. And there is a greater investment in abilities and stratagems, things that work during your opponent's turns, so that the game itself is a much more dynamic experience when you play.
We got a couple of people noticing slight differences in the stats. So I think one of the things worth saying is that because this is a re-indexing of the game, we've also had the opportunity to look at the things like durability and strength and how common AP is across the entire game.
There are two major changes that are worth focusing on. That one, in general, lethality is down. That doesn't mean that it's down to a degree that might remind someone of editions many moons ago.
You still don't want to stand out in the open in front of a devastator.
You're probably going to get shot in the open if you do stand in the open. But the game is going to be a little bit less lethal than it is today. Cover is going to work a little bit differently. We're going to talk about
AP
all
is
of
a
this
little
stuff
bit rarer.
time. AP is a little bit lower on average. And then there's also a stratification of strength and toughness when it comes to larger monsters and vehicles. Today is very much the case where you tend to see very few things that are different from, like, for instance, toughness 7.
Yeah, you cap out about 8, don't you? It's very, very rare to have anything that's higher than 8.
So if your army has a large amount of access to Strength 8 weaponry, Strength 7 weaponry. It really is able to wound almost anything in the game pretty reliably, and that's no longer going to be the case. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, Eddie, but there definitely is a much, much higher level of toughness.
Well, there's vehicles that have toughness higher than 10.
Oh, there's vehicles that have toughness higher than 11.
Wait, what?
And what that does is it creates a much better stratification of the game so that having dedicated role units to deal with different threats is much more of a real component, as opposed to, gosh, I sure have a lot of Strength 8 in this army. I guess I wound everything on 3s or better. And so that kind of brings back not quite the same as armor values back in the day, where certain things couldn't hurt anything, but a much more robust stratification.
Yeah,
of the
so
different
you
types
couldn't,
of
for example, take, I'm just going to invest heavily in plasma, and that's going to solve the game for me because I've got all the 7 and 8 strengths I need.
Yep, because while toughness went up on many units, in many cases, strength did not go up on many weapons, so plasma gun has not changed materially in strength. Its AP might have even changed downward, whereas the units that used to be wounded on 3s by a supercharged plasma gun,
8 or 9. 9 is just now more a thing.
It'd be big.
Yeah.
Substantial changes involved there, and of course the data sheets, you're going to see many more of them in the time to come. Eddie, I know we won't talk too much about it so that you can talk all about it.
Yeah, so we will cover loads and loads of the rules over on the community site in the coming weeks and months. A couple of other things that are worth talking about. Boarding actions and boarding patrols from the latest Arcs of Omen books. They are compatible with the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. So if you've been collecting yourself a little 500-point combat patrols of infantry to go diving into Space Hulks, they will absolutely still be able to do that in the new edition. So you can take all those recently constructed armies with you as we go. So that'll be really
all of the boarding patrol rules that are in the Arcs of Omen books are fully compatible. They were designed to be that way so that if you've been investing in those books and the amazing story they've told and the rules themselves, none of those are invalidated by the release of the new edition. They haven't been taken away. It's not a short-term use. They'll be usable well into the future.
Yeah, which is really cool. And then there is another interesting way to play Warhammer 40,000. So Combat Patrol is a new thing in Warhammer 40,000, a brand new way to play the game. And the way that this works is different from the way that Combat Patrol works today. The way it works is that you pitch Combat Patrols against each other. So the way you choose your army is you pick up any of the Combat Patrol boxes that we make, and that is your force. You can build it however you want out of that box, and it is balanced and pitched against other Combat Patrols in a similar way that you might play something like Kill Team, where you have a preset list of units. The rules for Combat Patrol are a little bit different from Warhammer 40,000, so maybe slightly simpler in places. There might be slightly less access to some of the choice, but fundamentally, you are playing Warhammer 40,000 at a very accessible level. And it's really cool for a couple of reasons. One of them is that if you want to start a new army, it gives you a very, very accessible way to try them out, basically. So you don't need to put yourself together 2,000 points worth of models before you can start rolling dice and have a satisfying game. You can play Combat Patrol and have a really good, fun game balanced against lots of other armies. And the other thing is that if you like to dip your toe into lots of different forces, so you're a kind of hobby butterfly, I suppose, and you're like, oh, I like playing with Chaos, but I also like my Orcs, and I quite like those new Eldar models that came out, and I like a bit of this. Then you can jump between lots of armies, again, without needing to necessarily collect full forces with Combat Patrol.
I think nuance and context are everything for me on this one too, because when we even talk about the differences between Combat Patrol and sort of the full-size 40k game, they're very, very minor. So architecturally, it is the exact same game. And what you might see as a change is because Combat Patrol is meant to be both streamlined and easy to play and also accessible to newer players. You might have a unit that has 2 data sheet abilities, A and B, and they are relatively simple in the Combat Patrol. When it moves up to the full size of 40k, that same data sheet is going to have basically the same abilities, but maybe a little bit more robust or more broad sweeping for the full size game. It's not going to be completely different abilities, and so Combat Patrol is going to very easily navigate into full size 40k, but it's built and being actively balanced pretty aggressively every day by the studio so that whatever Combat Patrol you want, and the rules for it are free as well, and will evergreen be free. You buy that Combat Patrol, it is built to be played against all of the other Combat Patrols the way it is out of the box.
It's a really, really nice new way of playing 40k. We've got one question that's popping up a lot in the chat I just wanted to answer is there's some questions there about Forge World rules. Forge World models for Warhammer 40,000 will also get free data sheets that you can use in the new edition. So if you've got your Gargantuan Squiggoth, it's a great kit. Why would you not, right?
Of course Eddie brings up the Gargantuan Squiggoth. It's one of the things we talk about all the time.
You can still use it.
So all Forge World rules will be taken care of. They'll be free, of course. Just like all the index rules are on day one. It's worth mentioning we have a new app.
Yep.
It works.
Does it work?
100%. which is one of the important things we're really excited about, is a fully functioning army builder. All of the rules available in it again, all of the points free and digital on day one.
20.
And so we're fairly excited about all of these new things that are coming to fore that should make the game more accessible and more easily gotten into than ever before. If you play today, you will be able to play fully with no caveats or asterisks on day one of the new edition.
One of the questions that's popped up quite a lot I just wanted to address is Crusade. So Crusade is absolutely, definitely still a part of Warhammer 40,000.
Very, very big part of it.
There will be some ways to, if you've been crusading for the past 3 years and you've had a good time, you've taken your troops through all sort of battlefields to the distant corners of the galaxy, there will be some ways to port that army into the new edition, which is pretty cool. There will also be some brand new expansions for Crusade. So, you know, the new edition starts with the 4th Tyrannic War. That might give you a sense of where some of the first Crusade expansions might go. But if you enjoy Crusade, and lots of people do, there is still definitely ways to engage with that in the new edition.
It's fair to say that Crusade was one of the big hits of the previous edition, and I don't think it's going anywhere. We're doubling down on it on all fronts, really, whether it's in our event scene, with things like the narrative, whether it's in organized plays, we start to connect more of a narrative element to that, all sort of globally, or whether it's, of course, in the revitalization and release of effectively Crusade 2.0. But we don't want to spoil everything on just the first preview. We'll give Eddie and his team all the time in the world to share all this excitement over the coming weeks to come.
Meanwhile, their engineers are literally
new edition of Warhammer 40,000 will be coming in summer. We have a few weeks and months yet before we get there. So keep checking out warhammercommunity.com. You can sign up to a newsletter to find out all the news as it happens. We've got loads of stuff to show you, including new miniatures. We'll talk about all the new rules we've mentioned in loads more detail, all the new lore, everything about it. Follow along on warhammercommunity.com and keep up to date.
We could talk your ear off all night long. Thank you for getting up so early or so late, depending upon your personal time zone, to share this time with us, to share the excitement with us. We've actually done it twice now, once live for Adepticon and once live for all of you. It's been a pleasure. Eddie, thanks for having me. Did you have a favorite?
Obviously, the new Warhammer 40,000 is pretty cool, but did you have like a favorite thing in the other previews we had?
I was a big fan of the Lion.
It's pretty cool.
It's always cool to see when a Primarch comes up. But honestly, I'm going to tell you that the Seraphon, I mean, they scratch an itch for me that connects to everything from, you know, classic movies of yore to owning every single dinosaur book growing up. And it's one of the armies that I'm actually actively collecting and painting now. So I can't pick just one thing. Suffice to say, it's an exciting summer and year to come for Warhammer.
Yeah, it's going to be really good times ahead for every single game system, basically, is getting treats in the next few months.
Thanks, all. We won't keep you up any longer. You can hear more in the future. Eddie, thanks for having me.
No problem. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
We are going to keep you up longer.
We're going to keep you all up and around. Of course, if it is time to go to bed or whatever, work. Lame. But let's
School's
see.
for fools. So work.
I feel like you've used that before, John. I did have a thing. Oh, there's a thing.
Is this the thing?
Yay! 10th edition! I forgot to pop it.
So late.
It's so late. Anyways, let's come back to us here. Woof! All right, y'all, it's just us. Welcome back.
Those termagants, though.
Oh my gosh, there was so much to dig into that. So sorry, we're kind of just being quiet because we wanted to hear it.
Sneak off and refill my water.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm sad it's not coffee. So yeah, very curious what everyone thinks. RIP New World Leader Codex. Yeah, that's classic. Sorry about the guard, John. Guess you're getting an index.
I mean,
why fix Khazarkin when they're going to index them anyways?
Now it all makes sense. It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
I mean, hopefully they go through what they said, where an army is not going to lose complexity, even though it's going into index. Right? It's still going to be very dynamic. It's going to have the look and feel of an army, and it's just going to be simple in a good way, where it's just going to be faster gameplay. Things you want to hear in a new edition, right?
Yeah.
If they're not simplifying the game, then it's just getting more complex, and it's probably getting worse.
I think, one of the biggest critiques we have made over time, and most people have been making over time, is the fact that the edition right now is just way too complicated. You know, it's got so much bloat, and we play it literally professionally all the time, and it's still a lot to keep up on, and we make mistakes a lot because it's so complicated. So streamlining it is great. I'm super on board. Obviously, there's going to be concerns, but I think if they do it in a smart way, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Free rules. I mean, I'm like, I have long been a complainer about the lack of accessibility and the high startup cost. I mean, I recently tried to start playing Space Wolves, and Adrian was like, hold on, let me get you 6 books for you to be able to play your Space Wolf army, and I was just like, oh, y'all.
It's very complicated.
I mean, to be clear, they didn't say free codexes, right? Like, this is how they're going to start.
Yeah,
we've seen this before,
clashes,
right? We've
exactly.
seen a lot of these keywords pop out for them. Simplifying, faster games. This is what 9th and 8th edition sounded like, right?
This is the fast edition,
This is,
promise.
yeah, we've had an index before. It seems like they're going above and beyond what they did last time, for sure. It looks much cleaner, but there's still going to be codexes. You're going to probably pay for a new book when it does come time to,
I think there will
have new rules.
That will happen, I think, because of the way they worded it. Quick shout out to John McCardle for a very generous super chat. Thank you so much, John. As always, so happy toughness and strength are staying! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. There's about 4 more exclamation marks. Yeah, take that, you dang rumor mongers with your false rumors.
And we
exciting.
will go through all the super chats, so we'll pull up Discord
I just
once
wanna give a
we're
shout out there.
done chatting.
Right.
So-
Psychic.
Psychic is gone. Well, okay. Look, I know some people out there are too young in 40K to remember this, but this actually is more of a going back to the way it used to be in previous editions, and we've talked about this before. Like Psychic, you would still like use your warp charges with harness psychic powers, but then you would actually roll a strength profile. You know, strength damage or whatever, and you would be like a shooting attack.
Yeah.
And I think this is cool because it gives you a little bit more room to play. Mortal wounds are just so wild, like they're the be-all, end-all, and so you see these psychic powers that's like between 1 or D3 mortal wounds.
Do we think mortal wounds are going away?
I don't know that they're going to go away, but I think building these things into shooting attacks means they don't always have to be mortal wounds.
Well,
right?
they said the game is less lethal, so like
That would do it.
Yeah, I mean, one
That'll
of
do
the
it.
things
Mortal
that
wounds.
you would have to get rid of is the sheer amount of mortal wounds for it to be less
It
lethal.
would simplify the game as well. If you didn't have to worry about feel no pains, just another layer of saves, this ward save, right?
Adrian, you can play again.
I can play again. No perils. Let's go. And the channel will be the same.
You still have to get off the power, like even if it's a shooting attack.
I mean, he just won't kill himself.
He'll find a way.
So Bridger is adding us saying that the Warhammer Communities article is up now.
Oh.
So we can pull up some information. The battle has evolved.
Should we scroll through this on the screen?
Well, I'm just gonna maybe let me see what it looks like.
What is this? A lot of good art.
This link doesn't even work.
Solid art.
Nice.
New models.
Oh my
These
gosh.
are all pictures.
Okay.
Cool.
Is that new Eldar terrain?
No, fine. I'll pull up.
That does look like new Eldar terrain, but I don't know if it's like constructed by GW just for this art.
That's fair.
Or like this scene, this picture, right?
John, can you stop being a realist over there and let's talk
I don't
about...
want to. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Trying to open this from the
Yeah,
very
I
far
was
away
looking
screen.
closer every time there was Eldar on the screen.
Yeah,
see if I
right?
can see anything.
Uh,
I didn't catch any new Eldar
keep going.
that I saw. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, this looks like actually a Wraith Knight
right.
set up as a piece of terrain.
Right.
But it is cool. What is this download? It says,
What are we downloading?
pick your language, and I click it, and nothing happens.
It
I
maybe
think
just
it's just
brings you to
changing
the
the
page.
web page.
Well,
Pretty
click
lame.
French and
It did not switch.
Oh, so you can just click Francais and it doesn't go into Francais?
Was it? Anyways, that's loading up.
Okay.
Thanks, Bridger.
It's all the
Thanks.
slides that they
It's
showed
all
on
the
the
slides.
stream. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sounds great. What? OBSEC going away? Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now it's just going to be that OC, I guess. I like that for the same reason because it gives you a gradation rather than like you have OBSEC or you don't. And the problem with that is like we were already trying to make it more fine grained, right? It was like, oh, I'm double OBSEC and I take away your single OBSEC or whatever. It was like so many layers. Let's just make it OC, make it easy like that. So.
Do you think sticky objective is going to go away then? Or do you think that's going to be
Sticky? Ooh.
Sticky objectives.
I think sticky could stay. Sticky might even, maybe that's going to be like a normal thing now. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's, I mean, AoS.
Yeah.
Sticky objectives.
Oh, it is. You're right. I didn't even think about
No.
that. So I think they might even make it even more, honestly. Look, there's just so much here. It's really, really exciting.
Should we jump into...
Sorry, the Venerable Dread, someone brings up in chat, in the cinematic, that was that a new it didn't look like a weird Venerable Dread, right? Or a Dread.
I don't know about the Dread, but I definitely saw the Primaris with
The
Flamers.
Flamer, yeah.
So I think we're going to see some new stuff there for sure.
And he had like the Infiltrator
I saw that,
stuff. So like, is it
yeah.
like an infiltrating
More Phobos stuff?
Flamer Phobos thing
Could be cool.
happening? That's cool.
I love it. So I think what we should do next is, I will try to pull up this article over there, but then let's also start some super chats. If you want to pull those up.
Oh, let's do it.
Do you have access to that?
I
You might
need to
Discord.
get into my Discord account.
Let's take a look.
Discord or Reno.
Entertain the people, John.
Chat. How we doing? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful night or morning, depending on where you're at. Look, new Phobos.
Oh, it's like that two-factor
Another Redemptor?
authentication thing. Hold on. Sorry, chat. Just fighting with Discord.
Yeah, it was just a normal Venerable Dread, huh?
Okay. This link does not work.
Some people are saying Redemptor now. I don't know. That kind of looks like just an OG Dread that we don't see too often. Maybe it's a new kit they're gonna come out with. Had the missile rack and then the like a assault cannon on the side. Yeah, it's split. Too small. Yeah.
Interesting,
I don't know.
interesting. Yeah, it's just that same article.
I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah, it's the same thing that we're seeing here, so nothing too much to talk about. Did you see those new Space Marine Special Vet Squad? Yes. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. I'm surprised we didn't really see models about them. Carnifex, it looked like the old style Screamer Carnifex is a new model, so that'd be really sick to see. That'd be amazing.
I have super chats up.
All right, let's take
when
some
you're ready.
questions,
so
y'all.
Thank you, Joey Scovel. When are we going to see you back on screen, Brian? It's been too long. We miss you.
Brian, if you're still in chat, come
Tell
on
us.
over, hang out. Let's stream.
You know, the new Lion kind of looks like Brian.
That's what Brian will be in like 30 years.
Chat hasn't seen Brian in a while.
That's what he looks
and that's actually Brian.
He's aged a lot.
He's
The sun in the Bahamas has done rough things to
It'll
Brian.
bake you dry.
got like 5 or 10 feet taller. You know?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, we're in chats with Brian. He's super busy. He's got a family. You know, he doesn't.
None of us do.
Well, even if we did that, that's true. You know, he doesn't usually travel unless his daughter's out of school because he helps the homework and all that stuff. So you know, there's a lot of factors, but we're definitely gonna get him on the channel for sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Wubwub. Hi, Adrian. Thinking about starting Space Wolves. Best list you've seen so far.
You know this a little too well.
God.
Adrian going to a GT last weekend.
I had a great time. I got absolutely wrecked against Space Wolves. I was like, I don't even know what I would do differently. I played my orcs, played Goths, and I was like, I'm the one who brings the melee pressure. And I played Forest Phantom, really nice guy. He had this amazing list that I'm now trying to steal. And it's similar to other Space Wolf lists that I've seen that I like. And basically the gist of it is you get a captain with the Advance in Charge Warlord trait that then turns into a bubble Advance in Charge.
You have an aura.
The Saga. You take 2 units of 5 Infiltrators. You take 3 units of 5 Wolfen. They're actually quite good. You get a Judiciary, of course, for that sweet double fight last, because of course, obviously, your Lord is going to have, your Warlord is going to have the Belt of Rust, Armor of Rust for fight last. And then it's like basically 5 to 6 units of
missiles, huh?
No, Wolf Guard and Sky Claws, all with jetpacks, because they can all take 1,000,000 Meltas and Power Fists and a double Sergeant. And then you take 2 to 3 units of Long Fangs. He was running them with Grav, actually, and I liked that a lot. So that was really sweet. And it's just like, it's like 3,800 points of army, and it's so strong and so mobile. I like it because it kind of feels like Harlequins as Space Marines. It's just very, very mobile. It's very melee-based. It's got a ton of Meltas. So
drop pods with the Grav devs?
Nope, no drop pods. You don't need to. You've got so much melee threat in there. And you can outflank if you need. You got keen senses, you know?
Yeah. I think Grav is like probably the best cheap, free war gear option for the devs. And it kills Marines, and Marines are like everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. You have to pay for the multi-meltas.
This list has 24 meltas already.
So you don't need the multi-meltas on the devs. You need to kill infantry. 3 shots each on those grav devs.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. You're dropping down like 12 shots.
Right. And don't forget, for free, you're also taking, not for free, but you're taking the...
Signum?
No, the Terminator.
Oh.
With a
Wolfguard.
Thunderhammer, a Meltagun, and a Cyclone missile launcher.
He's just decked out of his mind,
It's
ready for any
ridiculous.
situation.
There's like a 90-point model that counts like 33 points now, or something ridiculous. So that is the list I would run. That's the list I'm kind of looking into right now. Yeah. So thank you so much, Miss Wopo.
Thank you, Kat. Dark mode where?
Oh yeah, that was my embarrassing non-dark mode.
Love it.
I'm a plebe.
Thank you, Castellan. Anyone check to see if Liam Dempsey's alarm went off yet? Hashtag Liam sleeps tonight. Oh, is that the lion sleeping?
Yeah, poor Liam. I chatted with Liam about this earlier on, and he was going to be sleeping. But rest assured, as soon as he wakes up, he's going to be doing some content.
He's going to be
Not
excited.
only on his channel, but this channel.
Yeah, Liam, we've got some work for you in the morning.
Yeah. We're like, Brian and I were talking with him, we're like, so if you get up, if you see any, if you should, do some shorts or whatever on like the reveals, and Liam's like, well, what if it's like not interesting? We're like, okay, if it's not interesting, don't do anything. But they're saying that it's gonna be big, so hopefully it's not Space Hulk.
Yeah, Adrian got out the Space Hulk box.
It's right there.
It's right
we
there.
were like ready to like.
Yeah.
Space Hulk.
I love it.
Thank you, Christos. I woke up in the middle of the night to watch this. Well, Christos, hopefully it was worth it.
Yeah.
I think it
Edition.
was.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty worth it.
Thank you, Civilian Waffles. I predict they'll make Amanda Holiday a. Oh yes.
Oh, this was the joke I didn't get.
Yeah, the
I'm
Giardia.
uncultured.
Never mind,
Thank you,
wrong
though.
game. Still don't get it, my
Appreciate
friends. Thank you, Will Scott. Love from Canada.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it again.
much, Will.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl Norin. Are we seeing a sneak peek of possible commentary deaths for the next TTTTTTTTT?
Yes.
That would be so BM.
This is something we've wanted to do, but we got to figure out how to rig it up. And,
Yeah.
Because we're actually, this is literally the game table. If this
Adrian, this is the dice box.
This is
the
a
dice box is
map.
like right here. I cannot move. So,
I mean, we could do like list review. Like,
yeah, we can do other things here. But,
Can you imagine that though? Because like the Good Talk couch where we would probably do this talking panel is not too far away from where the actual players will be playing.
That's the problem.
We'd
be in earshot.
You would make like one mistake and you would just hear laughing in the next room.
Yeah.
It's like,
this fool.
ABC'd again, I see. Lost everything, turn one.
Bridger and Brian would be savage.
Oh, it would be amazing. I love it. Woozy Pompanios clarifies Amanda Holidays from Destiny 2.
Ah.
Shane's been on the Destiny 2 train, but I have not. We tried it. Wasn't our jam.
No.
Too much crazy interface going on.
Yeah, Destiny is like a rabbit hole of a game. Like
Yes.
there's new content all the time for that. You just get sucked into it. Just don't have time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Broken Chef. What is in the purple bottle? Imperial Fist build suggestions? Mel, Fiend.
Fiend! Oh, this purple bottle? This is actually Perrier, but it's green screened.
Wait, what?
Oh!
That's crazy. It's actually, it's very green.
It's just going straight through.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
green
cool?
drink.
Oh, that makes
This
sense
goes
with the
up.
Baja Blast comment. That makes a lot of
Right.
sense. Well,
Imperial Fist list? What's the question? Other part of the question?
Imperial Fist build suggestion.
So you want to build towards Codex Warfare, you can stay in Devastator Doctrine.
So that means lots of heavy weapons.
Lots of heavy weapons.
Yeah.
I think the build I ran against Shane is pretty decent, honestly. It had 3 Redemptors in it, Tech Marine. I think devs are obviously great. The thing with Fists is, like, yes, they're good with bolters, but they also just ignore cover. So their shooting is going to be great in general. So I probably would run a couple of units of devs. In that game, we had the Desolation Marines because they were the new thing to show, but I'd probably just stick with regular Devastators for now. So I would do that. I would obviously take a couple units of Infiltrators. I would take a unit of Eradicators. And I think the reason that the Dreadnoughts are good is because they're going to actually give you some melee punch. Take some Rites of War so they can move up there, get stuck in, and you may want a Librarian so you have 5+ invulnerable save. But I think, yeah, the list I ran was kind of a good basis, I would say. You can't really go wrong with the Gladiator Reaper, but those are the things I'd be looking at for Imperial Fist. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you again, Mark Merrill. You all are the best.
We love you.
Mark,
Mark
you're
has-
awesome.
Mark has a birthday coming up soon, right?
No, we're just planning the birthday.
Okay. I had
that's in the
heard
summer.
rumors of said birthday.
We are going to be doing round 2 Electric Boogaloo of Mark's birthday, but it's in like August.
It's gonna be fun.
We're booking stuff out long in advance. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Thank you again, Civilian Waffles. For real predictions, I will be crushed if they don't announce a reprint of Space Hulk.
No.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was like, there's actually going to be a lot of people that are excited about Space Hulk. It's a cool game.
Maybe
Maybe on the PC.
Well,
Never know.
That's amazing. I mean, I'm sure they'll do it eventually, but not today.
thank you, Scott Gelderman.
Hey.
They are going to throw a wrench in everyone's plan by bringing back Russ.
Yes, Russ.
I mean, honestly, Russ is probably next in line, huh? For loyal Primarchs.
Or Dorn. Or Dorn.
Or,
okay.
or Dorn. Yeah.
I'm on board with Melody.
There's
Talking
Khan.
about Dorn.
Khan, I mean,
let's bring
Khan, we
Russ.
just gotta find Khan. Really.
Daddy Russ.
Daddy Russ. Primarch.
I'm more excited for when Russ comes out, based off of this sculpt.
Oh, me.
Because I want to see old man Russ. Yeah.
Thank you, Fyodor. Hey all, is the double turn on the bingo card something you would want to see in 10th as a mechanic?
Oh, controversial question. John, you want to make a little sound bite for this? Double turn in 40K? John McCartle's watching, so be careful.
That would be brutal. It would be so crazy.
Nah, it doesn't work.
It would be devastating. I don't even know if anyone would be able to survive a double turn in like the first. Yeah, it'd be crazy.
So much of Sigmar 40K is shooting, whereas Sigmar is the opposite.
Yes.
So double turns are mediated by kind of the fact that you have to run up and hit someone with it, and you can respond, and you can redeploy and all that stuff. With 40K, just imagine going up against Guard or Tau, and they get a double turn. Like
anything out in the open
function.
is just dead. It's just gone.
So jokes aside, you're not allowed to answer the question.
Okay, I get that it's not right for 40K, but the chaos it would cause would be spectacular. It would be just the uproar,
You never know. I mean, they're saying durability is a thing. We technically don't know if double turn is there or not yet.
We don't. Still a chance for the double turn.
Actually.
keep your bingo cards around. Keep them close.
Keep
Still
them
win.
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably not. No, but the squig bomb in me
Wants it to happen.
Wants it to
chaos.
happen. Yeah. Thank you, Zero Crow. C7 chat. C7. Anyone? C7. All right. I-21. I-21.
So I had a cross. I had 3 filled, and the diagonal I had 3 filled. But like this one was start 5 minutes late, so that was doomed from the start.
I have a copy of it. I don't know if I have one.
You copied where they are?
No. I want to make sure.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Which numbers you found?
Wow, it's not looking good.
I don't think future bingo TTT streams are in our future.
We made it a little too memey.
Yeah.
We should have put some like more realistic ones.
Well, we should say hi to Play on Tabletop, who are in chat.
How's it going?
What do you think, Play on?
Excited? It's a lot of new content to do. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is where we live now, forever.
Living in the studio next few months. Yep, sounds good.
Love it. Oh, especially when 10th
I shouldn't even go home
releases.
tonight, to be honest, but here we are.
Thank you, Castellan. Okay, chat, who dares me to strike a match on Liam Dempsey's new haircut this weekend? I might not survive.
Be nice, guys. It looks good on him.
It's a good look.
It's a good look.
I don't know, what would they be lighting on fire though? There's no hair left.
That's what they mean. It's like a stone that you could just...
Oh, shit. That's so bad.
All I can say is, Adrian, don't you dare.
That sounds amazing. Let's do it. I'll
Oh,
pay. I will pay.
yeah, has he been making Luce cut his hair for 3 years like you've been making me, and she finally just...
Yeah, she probably lost it on it.
That's fair. I get it, Luce.
So good at it.
Never again.
Thank you, Mr. Cellophane. Echo is much better, but GW's volume is still low. Yeah, so when we do this in the future, we'll have a better system, but that was the hard part, is their volume kept jumping.
Yeah, the trailers were super loud and they were super soft, and I literally had OBS maxed up, and when it got fixed, I actually found a way to go in there and bump it up even further beyond, like, because normally we put a limiter on it during the stream because you don't want to blow out people's eardrums, but they had weird volume. So thank you for dealing with us. Anyways. Yeah.
Thank you. Siege Roots, Imperium Secundas to Electric Boogaloo, this time featuring Dante as Sanguinius.
Oh my god.
He's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Literally the chosen one. Sanguinius literally did not let him die.
And Dante just wants to die.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
literally, he's
Let
an
me
old
die,
man, he's
Dad.
tired. And we're like, no, I'm gonna put another heart in you.
You got more Tyranids to kill. Surprise.
I'm curious to see if his attitude changes, because that is a big part of his character. Is like he's like old and tired, but he's got a new body now. You know, like.
Is he actually like that? Is that the thing? Is he decked out in a new?
Well, he's Primarchified, right? And so a big thing with Dante is like he doesn't like to drink. He won't drink, so that's why he's all like desiccated. But
Oh, you mean drink anything?
No.
No, so he won't drink blood.
Oh,
he won't
thank you.
like
Okay, I
you
caught
know
up.
like the Space Marine thing.
Yes,
got
I
a
caught
So
up.
he
vampire
refuses.
aesthetic.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so he's just living the California health life. Like,
yeah,
okay.
he refused to drink.
Avocado toast in the morning. That's
Right?
it. That's it.
Some hemp seed, like it's great.
Not bad. Yeah.
Some almonds. Yeah.
Playon says, I'm most excited to hear all the new lore, hoping for civil war fighting between the two Primarchs.
Oh.
I know, right?
Yeah. You can't just listen to Daddy Gilliman. You got the Lion to contend with.
Daddy
here.
Lion. I think the Lion and who's the other one that's going to be interesting? There's a couple of the Primarchs that would have brought back that would have been interesting for this reason.
There's a question later on about that.
Lion is one of them. Oh, okay.
Just hold that thought. Just hold it, keep it, take it away,
okay.
put it in your pocket.
Yep. Mhm.
Thank you, Castellan. All hail Lord Tywin Lannister.
Yes, Daddy Lannister, let's go.
First of his name.
So excited.
That's right.
That motto was so good.
Excited.
Thank you, Theodore again. Dark Angels are Lannisters, confirmed.
I mean, you know the name of their like monastery is the Rock.
The Rock.
Ah,
Which is
yeah.
come on. I mean,
Who got it from where? Which one came first?
I don't know actually. Warhammer's older, but I don't know when like the Rock became a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Someone in
Look
chat
it up.
let us know. Thank you again, Castellan. Will a Dark Angel always repay their debts? I love this just like
Yeah.
crossover.
Yes.
I was holding back from that joke, and Chad just made it.
You blew it. That was your chance. That was your chance. Sleepy Gary. Oh, just real quick. Sleepy Gary in chat. Think they'll get rid of OBSEC? They did. They announced OBSEC
gone.
is gone.
It's gone.
Sleepy
Gary.
Gary, catch up. Did you sleep through?
Wake up.
Thank you. This is Sparta827. No question, but just a super chat.
Thanks so much. Greatly appreciate it. If you have a question, just go ahead and at Tabletop Titans. We're happy to answer you.
Yeah. Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christos. Now I'm getting hyped for old Odin Russ.
Let's go. Right? They could do such a sick sculpt.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
That's interesting.
Thank
I
you.
didn't know they'd be so old. I guess, yeah, Gilliman
shocked.
was in stasis.
Yeah.
They've aged. So now you gotta look forward to old Primarchs from now on.
It's
huh?
been like, for some of them, 10,000 years. Some of them, like 8,000 years.
Yeah.
I
Do you think
weird.
the Drukhari are kind of just giving the Khan kind of like a makeover? Like they're doing like a bunch of plastic surgery on him. You gotta bring him back looking good, you know?
he's gonna look all like fake and plastic surgery. Like he got too much done. You know, he's like,
Brother!
and his lips are all like puffed.
No. Nightmares.
What happened, brother?
Like,
Actual nightmares.
that's amazing.
Poor Khan.
Thank you,
Doing that.
Robert Blake. Just says howdy.
Howdy.
Ah, what's up? Is this a relation?
This is
Robert Blake?
wait, who? Blake who? What?
Robert Blake.
Rob Blake? Oh, yeah, that is my. That's. I didn't hear the Robert. I thought like Blake Allman. What's up, Rob? That's my bro. How's it going? Thanks for the support.
I love it.
Appreciate you.
I should just let you go past.
Yeah, just back.
Oh, what's
howdy.
up? Thanks.
Sup? Cool. Like,
Thank you, Castellan. Liam Dempsey sent me here. I'm the Vanguard for the Great Hall. So hello there, Titans.
Welcome. Yeah, it was lovely to see so many people joining us tonight. It was amazing just getting the support. So thank you.
Thank you. This is Sparta827. Saw you at the GT in Santa Rosa, Adrian. Sup?
Ah, what's up? So many mysterious people.
means some peeps.
I had an amazing time at the OP Comics and Games this last weekend playing with GT. So much fun.
We finally let him out of the studio.
And you're going to another tournament.
I am. It's like madness. I'm like going to play Warhammer with people. I'm going Sunday to just an RTT, so you're still stuck with me for Saturday, so it'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Huge thank you again to John McCardle. So happy T and toughness and strength are staying.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're just doing all of them.
That was a big. That one gets a double
Thanks,
read.
John. He's shy boy though. Despite
Despite him making it rain on every channel on YouTube.
Yeah, he's actually quite shy.
Thank you, Kovidai, Krieg.
Krieg? What?
Hey, Katie is gone. Krieg is here.
Yeah, that's true. You know where Katie is, John?
Probably all over the galaxy at this point.
It's in our hearts. Oh. You failed the test, that's it. No bingo for you.
Just scattered everywhere. Just debris across several solar systems now.
Wait, why does your bingo sheet just says ABC, no stress?
These are notes. These are notes for all of us.
Okay.
You never know when you gotta know when the ABC.
That's actually written down on his thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I have notes that says 6 on average stratagem, sub-faction rule. I'm taking actual notes.
Actual notes. That's smart.
These are real notes.
You can write the content for tomorrow.
Oh, it's still blown out.
No, it will just be me talking about how the double turn's still a possibility. Thank you again, Fyodor. GW just put out a new article and confirmed troops are called battle line. Can we at least get different terminology?
Oh, no.
Oh.
That gets a little dicey when they have too much crossover, so I hope they don't go too bonkers with that.
Because then you just it either needs to be 100, or like as little overlap as possible.
Yeah. That's fair.
Sorry, you were reading something.
I was looking at people are adding. Looks like it is definitely a Redemptor, twin las cannon and missile, new loadouts.
What?
That'd be exciting.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Apparently at 149, 150 in the intro for the 10th edition. So we'll have to scrub through that later on.
Amazing.
And Bree wants a refund on their World Leader Codex.
Rip.
Yeah.
Look, we have like 3 guard codexes at this point.
I know, it's so bad. I will say though, the World Eaters, you can see how it's definitely the blueprint for the new edition, right? You notice how they mentioned basically you get 2 spreads for an army, or multiple spreads, I guess there could be more, where it's like this is your set of rules with warlord traits, relics, strats, and then if you want to do another one, you get a different thing. So it's not on top. It's not, here's your Drukhari rules, here's your Cult of Strife, you get both. It's no. Here's your base rules, here's your other rules, and they're completely separate, so you're never going to have a ton of strats at one time, for better or worse. So pretty interesting to see like World Leaders really setting the pace for what's to come.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam Wagner. No more morale phase? No more models fleeing? How do you think Night Lords might adapt to the change? More bonuses against wounded units?
I really hope things that kind of have to do with leadership or morale are more prevalent and more rewarding for taking into it. You see this a lot with a lot of the Eldari things. Night Lords is a great example. I wonder what's going to look like.
I don't think they're getting rid of morale completely. I think they're just redoing it.
Right.
There's lots of ways you can do morale. If you play other game systems, play like historic games, there's a lot of ways where people don't run, but they like get worse at things. So that could be a way of doing it. Or
they can literally run, like we've seen in other editions, where like they'll literally
to
start to move off the board.
Yeah.
As right now in 9th, they just die basically.
It's weird. It's like someone just randomly breaks from a firefight, and then as they point out, it's kind of strange. It's like 80 of your squad mates have been killed around you. It's just 2 of you. And you're under fire, but you're like fine. Once you've gone over that initial shock, which is the test you have to take, you're fine. You're like, that's kind of weird. Like you would you'd be
I was
pretty
scared
shaky.
for that like split second in battle, and then now I'm good.
I feel like maybe on like a 1, you should get like even tougher. Like you're just
it's like Darkest Dungeon. You have like you can gain like a positive trait or a negative trait. I mean, so there's lots of ways they can play with it, right? We'll see.
Thank you, IndieX. According to the Warcom site, free day 1 download, but each army will have card pack for your army.
Okay, makes sense. So, kind of like it was before, right? The indexes weren't free. Sounds like they will be free, but then probably cards or codexes are going to cost money afterwards. So, sorry, Mel.
That's cool.
No, that's. I mean, I do like the cards. I'm gonna be honest.
The cards are kind of cool.
I like the cards.
Yeah.
If anyone's watched me play on stream, I'm prolific with my sticky notes, so it'd be kind of nice not to have.
You don't. If you only have 5 units in your army, you don't need the other 30 data sheets. So that could be nice, honestly.
Thank you, Just Fishing with Justin.
Hey.
That was Didn't show models, but I think the trailer had new Tyranid Psychers, Zoanthropes on roids. Sad no Warhammer Old World, but can't have everything.
I know.
Yeah, we had that on our
Genuinely
list.
shocked. We
Yeah.
did not get Old World models, nor did we get a lame Old World render.
Yeah.
So I'm genuinely shocked. I thought they would at least be like, here's some more concept art. And you're like, all right, well, come on, show us the models.
Look, there was in that cinematic trailer, there was a lot of cool, I want to say art, but I don't know how that's going to translate to actual models, right? Like just because something looks different slightly in a cinematic, I don't know if that means, a new Tyrant or a new Zoanthrope or something, right? I hope so. I really hope so, because they look super dope.
The Carnifex felt very different, and the Tyrant actually felt pretty different, right? I think. But yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like scrub through everything and
Yeah.
grab captures.
Exactly.
Thank you, Civilian Waffles. Such a nice listen while I put transfers on my Imperial Knights.
Oh, perfect.
I wonder what the OC for Imperial Knights will be.
I thought someone was saying 40. Something wild like that. If 10 Termagants is 20 OC, like.
The Siege Masters.
Yeah. No, Imperial Knights.
Oh, Imperial Knights.
Imperial Fists, I agree, should also have to be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
40. I agree.
Yeah, I saw that one too in chat.
Stop making the table move.
I don't know what you're talking about. Table's not moving though. Stop drinking your whatever that is.
No, Adrian's incredibly ticklish. Fun fact. Thank you, Matthew Powell. The old lion in Lannister colors. Yes, what color are we painting this?
Lion colors?
What do you mean?
What? That's like what? Let's paint our Gilliman purple.
Look, people do that.
No, well, it's like
and
it
they're
was
monsters.
It was green, but like red would be.
That's gonna be Dark Angels colors.
There's no fun over here.
It's
There's
gonna
no
be
fun. Like, it's just like it's gonna be Dark Angels kind of.
Yeah, because it's a Dark Angels army. you can convince Brian to paint his red.
Brian.
With so much
Okay.
trim and sigil and things you can do anything really.
Yeah, 100%.
So cool.
Well,
But apparently
but not red.
not
sorry,
red.
sorry. I like just kind of reacted without thinking. No,
There's
no,
like,
absolutely not.
There's like red floofs. They're like the edges, the feathers on his helmet and
Yeah,
stuff. You
we
know.
could do red feathers.
There's reds.
Yeah, that's allowed.
So I'm gonna steal this model in the middle of the night.
I'm not
It's
helping
gonna be
at all.
fine. Thank you, Blackbird. Did the Watchers in the Dark give the lion a glow up after he woke up for the first time in 10K years? Did they groom his daddy Santa beard?
Pretty sure. Like, oh, you're so pretty boy. They're like, that's doing the mustache.
Oh my
Pretty boy.
Yeah, he was actually awake like 100 years ago. They just had to take an extra 100 years
Right?
to like get him ready.
That's skincare.
He had to get yoked. Like he had to like do some work. There was like a whole
Montage.
there's a Rocky montage happening. You can't just let him leave the house like that, you
The
know.
true story behind Fit for 40K. Thank you, John McCardle.
Hey, hey.
No core on the data/unit sheet for Gaunt. Maybe core is gone?
Oh, this is a very controversial one.
Oh boy.
I liked core. Zach famously did not. You? Core? Hot or grot?
I don't. It's like a little. It's a dial to lever that they can pull to kind of balance the game. And that I like, but again, more complexity.
That's true.
It's interesting. It also stopped a lot of cool units from doing cool things.
True.
So in that way, I like that it's gone, but it's one less lever. Maybe it looks like they might have added a few other levers.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's a good point. And they can kind of tweak the game in different ways. So maybe that's okay. Curious.
Thank you, John Zeno. Rocket Stunty, do you think this 1 KT prop means the next main list unit for KT is going to be a dwarf jetpack squad, bearded seraphim?
Wait, what? Is that confirmed? Wait, did we see that? Did we see? Wait, what's happening?
So they're talking about it's past your bedtime. So the Leagues of Votan kill team that had the one duder with the jump pack.
Yeah.
Are we going to see more of this type of thing? Like, it's not a unit yet. Is it going to be a unit?
Okay.
Maybe. It's uncommon for us to see this, right? Normally it's like, here's Pathfinders. We're going to make a new kit that's like kind of the kill team version of it or whatever. I guess novitiates were introduced within kill team, but they were introduced as a whole squad. This was weird because it was like a one-off model.
I'm sorry, but Auspex has already released a video.
Look, we released a video. We released it right now.
Technically, we're still making the video.
Technically, it's not released. Auspex, killing it.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you,
fast.
Guyver007. Redemptor Dread in the preview video, Adrian. Did you notice the knee thing on the Ultramarines is also on the Lion?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Again,
So the skull?
Yeah, to do the wax implant into your opponent when you
Yeah. It's how they keep a kill count, really, was what it is.
kill count. It's like the Gimli Legolas thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely a Dark Angel skull that they got a need with. Yep.
I love it.
Thank you, Caps Boy. Buy new Terminators or buy old is for Dark Angels list. Is that it?
That's tough. They're basically
Yeah.
asking.
Buy the new Terminators or the old?
Yeah, do they wait or do they just get the ones right now? If you're worried about budget, I think you try to get the new one. You can get the old ones while they're cheaper, and maybe they'll become cheaper soon. I don't envy you having to make that decision. If you're going to pay full price, might as well wait for the new ones. I think.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well said.
Sorry. I just saw.
I'm trying not to.
I'm just gonna read it. Zero Crow. I still can't get over Beastman in 40k in my brain. Like we've moved
I was
on.
also very confused.
They're still stuck on that. I love it.
Well, thank you again, Fyodor. Breaking. Which Primarch, here you go, Adrian, ready? Which
Okay.
Primarch do you guys want to see next? It's probably Fulgrim, but Wolf and Lehman Russ would be great. I'm Team Lehman Russ.
Lehman Russ. I want to see Fulgrim now. Like, I love Ingron. Ingron's awesome, but I wanted Fulgrim. So it's gonna be a Fulgrim for me.
It has to be Fulgrim. I don't. Not to take yours, but like
The council has spoken.
Fulgrim.
No. Fine. Bridger, back me up in chat.
Yeah. For me, it's like Fulgrim, Dorn, Lehman Russ.
There's more before Lehman Russ, isn't there? You're just being nice to me.
I actually do want to see Lehman Russ. I want to see him as old man Logan, basically. That'd be sick.
Yeah, Lehman Russ is.
He's up there.
He's way up there.
He's just not next.
He's next. Okay, Adrian, every time I predict something in a TV show, it happens. So.
That's true. That's true.
So it's happening. Thank you, Deacon Booher. I am so sad, no FEC. I'm finishing converting a lot of my Flesh Eater's Court, right?
Yeah.
But not all of the models to have armor and such like they think they look. I really hope it is announced in the summer announcements.
That's cool. So if you're not familiar with Flesh Eater Courts, basically it's all the ghouls from Fantasy and Sigmar, and they have this sort of shared hallucination where they think they are actually old lords and ladies and nobles of they're knights basically. And but of course they're actually just like disgusting like zombie creatures that are feasting on the brains of their enemies.
Yeah.
So I love this idea, this concept of sort of modeling them the way that they think of themselves as these like noble knights. I think that's fantastic. Like maybe some of the new city stuff could be useful for that. Just saying. That's better than it's not better. Yeah. Sorry, Flesh Eater Court players.
Thank you, Drew Brownlee. I can't be the only one that really wants a return for Korax. 11th Ed Lorgar versus Korax. Rumor starts here.
What do you guys think?
What happened to Korax? I forget.
I don't know.
He just like went on like a crusade or something and just got lost or something,
That's
right?
what they all did. I'm like slowly learning them, and each of them is like, oh yeah, and they were fine, and they just walked away.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
I mean,
okay.
over the span of like 10,000 years, like a lot can happen, you know?
Like someone should have like
put like an air tag on them or something?
And who was the last one to leave? Like, I understand the first one. Like, look, there's like a bunch more Primarchs still, but who was the last one? Was like, you know what? You guys got this. Like, there's no more adults here, but I'm still just gonna leave. Who was the last Primarch to leave? Korax would be cool.
Thank you, Lycos. I was still catching up with what I missed. I heard a lot of index talk, but did they say there would be final codices in the future for 10th?
Oddly enough, they never mentioned the word codex. They just said cards, which is intriguing and concerning.
You heard it here first. 40K, now with TCG.
I know, right? Like, the cards are useful, but I also like to read my book, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Kind of weird. I think they're being a bit vague about that intentionally, so I'm sure they'll roll out some information in the coming weeks. Summer, they said summer for release.
Yeah, what do they mean
That
by
feels so
summer?
far away.
And I feel like UK summer is later than our summer.
Later? It's only, what is it, April? March. April. It's the end of March. April, May,
Well-
June? So June's probably the soonest that's like summer?
Yeah. What is it? June 21st is technically our first of summer.
It's so far away. Oh, man. Well, good thing Arcs is actually quite balanced right now.
Yes, yes.
So we can enjoy
But
the
now
balance
it's
game.
this thing where now we have 10th to look forward to, and we gotta play 9th still.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit awkward.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But we'll get 9th edition rules for the Lion, it sounds like.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Something to look forward to.
Huh.
Lion versus Vastor.
Maybe. Thank you, Siege Roots. I'm cautiously optimistic. Sad that the list and army I was working on just got indexed, but we will see how it goes. You and everyone else.
Yeah, everyone's getting indexed, right? You're gonna have a few more months. And if anything, if it follows the theme, like World Eaters, right? They're kind of, you gotta see a glimpse into what the rules are gonna look like. You know what to expect going into this new edition almost. Not much is gonna change, hopefully.
Yeah, the core of their army, well, other than not having core, will be the same. You know, paint the models you want to paint, get ready, pick the army you want to play, because we don't know what's going to be good, we don't know what's going to be fun. Just all you can do is work on the models that you enjoy. I think Gandalf said that. And Applesauce Mouse says, in the article it said codexes will come in later to replace the free rules. Okay. Cool.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah,
All right,
confirmed.
cool.
Makes sense.
Amazing.
Don't worry, I mean, of course they were going to release codexes.
I mean, yeah.
Gotta make money.
And they're kind of, we're getting some more information from chat, Amaria and Tynovane. They're reiterating that complexity is not necessarily going to increase with the codexes. They've kind of planned everything out ahead, so it's not going to be the codex creep that we've seen at every edition.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Legion's Games. What do you think will happen to Forge World model rules and Forge World Legend model rules? Didn't they say?
Yeah, they said Forge World is getting some index. Legends, I mean, we could see an increase in Legends. That could mean, usually with a new edition, there's more Legends models. I doubt things are going to come out of Legends, to be honest.
I agree. I think if anything, we'll see more, like you said. So they're not scrapping them fully yet, but I feel like the writing's still on the wall with Forge World.
Yeah, it's still very cool that Forge World is day one getting their index, so that's cool.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Gargantuan Squid.
Shadow Specters.
You can finally bring it out again. Thank you, Bryce Kingman. So free rules, super cool, but on that Gaunt card, I didn't see a points value. I'm guessing the mission packs will have points, so not totally free?
Ooh.
Oh, will it be in their new app?
Yeah, counterpoint. App, PDFs.
Yeah.
I think it would be not smart of them to publish points on, or to print, I should say, points on cards.
Oh yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
going to get
It would throw
immediately out of date.
a lot of people off.
Yeah, so I think it's probably smart.
Is the app going to be free?
I bet not.
Like AOS?
No, it's going to be subscription.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Especially with a new app.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I know it's the constant battle of like accessibility, but if it's cheap enough, it might still be more accessible. Funny enough. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a big barrier, right? People aren't going to jump on to paying for more stuff.
Yeah.
Especially subscription-based. So then it might snowball into not getting updates as much because they're not getting as many subscriptions. I don't know. I feel like we might have seen this before.
I know, shocking, right? We'll see.
Thank you, Crusader Kerbo. Woke myself back up for the reveal. Now I can't go back to sleep for the Hive. It's like Christmas all over again. Which side are y'all excited for?
Amazing.
Oh, boy. John, Space Marines or NIDS?
Look, I'm a big fan of all lunch times or food times, right? Dinner, big fan of lunch. Breakfast, amazing.
Okay.
Okay, where's this going?
Tyranids always big food fans. I don't know. I guess
Interesting.
humanity and life is kind of what I'm rooting for.
Mel, what are you excited for?
Can we talk about the dinosaurs?
No. We're
Fine.
talking about, you have to pick a side, Space Marines or NIDS?
Marines.
Yeah. Marines, let's go.
I don't like
Dark
NIDS.
Angels.
You gotta fight the tide. It's gonna consume everything eventually.
You can try.
Thank you, Caldorf. Old daddy line for this old man. I like long naps too. Awesome model. Excited for 10th. They mentioned reaction mechanics. Did they mention alternating attacks?
Not explicitly.
That would be a huge change.
That would be kind of nuts.
Like, that's something you would probably want to tease and then get a...
That's true, actually.
You know, like, you can't just throw that on people.
They're like, getting rid of Psychic Phase. I feel like it's in the same like,
yeah,
category.
Like, right? You want to like, all right,
So.
this is what's happening. Don't be shocked.
Yeah.
Get ready.
I could see more reactions like this, where it's kind of bespoke. You know, we saw what it effectively is a redeploy from Sigmar, but it's not everyone's going to need to do it. It's a unit that makes sense. It's the Termagants are agile. So I think seeing more reactions like that could make sense. Like maybe Intercept is only going to go to units that are specialized at that, like maybe long things or something.
Everything in the Votan army, yeah.
Yeah. It's just the same rule reprint every time. Makes sense.
Thank you, Zero Crow. I still can't get over Beastman. Oh, you jumped this one.
I did
You
jump this one because it was
Thank
so
you
funny.
again, Zero Crow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fat and Fit Dad.
Hey.
Put in a Space Wolf list on the Discord. Taking to a GT in Canada this weekend, gonna be up against a lot of World Eaters. What do you think? Can we pull that up?
Sure. Discord.
In the
You're
what?
gonna get
In
into
which
it.
Discord? Or which
Oh,
channel?
yeah, Fat and Fit Dad. Can you say where you put it on Discord?
Probably
Did
maybe
he
Space
say
Wolves.
a channel?
No.
It just says put a Space Wolf list on the Discord.
On the Discord.
I will try
I don't see in Space Wolves.
lists.
Fat and Fit.
You just like saying the name.
No, let's see, are you in chat? You are in chat.
Let us know.
Where is the list?
Where's the list channel?
Well, there's not like a specific list channel. There's like many list channels.
Is there not? No, there's list building channel.
I'm just scrolling through it.
Yeah, it's right here. Fat and Fit Dad.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, list building channel. It has Primaris Chaplain on bike. He has a litany of focus, hate, Master of Sanctity, litany of hate, cool, wise orator, Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf, Chapter Master, Armor of Russ, Thunderhammer, Wolf Guard, 5-man, jump pack, Storm Shield Thunderhammer, Wolf Guard, same thing, 5, Combi Melta on these as well. Another 4-man Wolf Guard squad. You can take them in squads of 4? Oh, because there's a pack leader.
Yeah, it's probably
I see.
5, yeah.
Power Swords, Combi Meltas, leader with Thunderhammer. 2 Wolfen squads,
Cool.
5-man, Thunderhammer Storm Shield. Cyber Wolves.
1 Cyberwolf. Classic.
Oh, interesting.
It's, you know what you do with that?
Yeah.
You put him in the middle, and you get Oath of Moment.
Oh, it's amazing. Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Is that what
2
happened to
4-mans.
you?
Thunderhammer Storm Shield on these.
Yeah.
3 Long Fang squads to round it out. Cherubs. Are these all multi? No, a 5-man with multi-melta, a 5-man with Laz, and a 5-man with Grav Cannon.
I've seen people
So it's
run
just
this, one of each, yeah, which kind of gives you the flexibility. I like this list a lot.
And he's doing exactly what you were saying. He's throwing Wolf Guard in each of these units just to have like Terminator armor, Thunderhammers, some Melta.
Exactly.
Super cheap.
And swaps out some of the extra jump for more for Thunderwolf Cav that are actually ridiculously cheap right now. So they're actually pretty good, funny enough. I like this list a lot. Yeah, be wary of terrain with the Thunderwolves. That's the only thing, really. Everything else is I like a lot. I think this is a great list. Would love to play it.
Yeah, seems very strong. I don't know how long things get played though without drop pods. I'm still not convinced that.
So,
I guess reserves is a thing. I guess that's how you.
They're free reserves.
Yeah.
And they're just a good unit. 1 CP, you can do keen senses, so you ignore all negatives, including your move and shoot, including charging, including negatives to hit and melee. And they also fight really, really well. Because don't forget, they basically have 2 sergeants in them. They're just like a good unit. Oh, no infiltrators in this list, huh?
No infiltrators.
Ooh,
That's true.
I would love to see some infiltrators in here.
No troops,
We're
in
gonna have
fact.
to flip this table.
Yeah, that's true. Cool list. Like it.
Thank you, Zero Crow. Demon, Primarch, Shadow, and Bird from Corvus Corax.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Whoa. That's a cool
Oh,
concept.
bird form,
Oh,
not bird from.
Dyslexia.
so
That's
Corvus coming back as a greater demon.
That would be cool.
That's a real caca.
That's interesting.
Thank you, IndieX. No more force organization chart. Just pick a faction, warlord, and units you like. I'm down.
Ark's kind of starting taking us in that direction, and look, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You just need to balance the rest of the game around it, you know? Let people play what they want.
It's true.
Make skew lists not good. Also, John Zeno, welcome to Primarch. What's up?
Yo.
Get to hang out. Cool. Thank you again. Oh, there was a question. Sorry. Do you think this will help list diversity?
Do you in Primarch?
No. No
Um,
more force organization chart.
It depends how the rest of the game is designed. Again, they need to make sure that you're not just encouraged to kind of spam a certain play style and be like, well, I'm just going to do 1 million fast attack, jetpacks or whatever, or 1 million heavy support shooting units. Like the way the core game works is going to really help determine what lists are viable. This isn't saying that any list is going to be good. It's just saying you can build pretty much any list.
Yeah.
So that's going to determine a lot, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's well said.
Thank you again, Fyodor. Personally, I want Jaghate Khan. Jagati Khan.
Jagatai.
You can't just keep saying it different ways and then expect me to be able to.
I like Jagahati.
Thank you. Would you like the rest of the super chat?
Yes.
Okay. Personally, I want
Jihadi.
Khan to come back, but after Homunculus Coven has already replaced his legs with wheels.
Yes!
With wheels.
We're on the same page here. There we go.
Oh, I love it.
He's now. Look, he didn't want to become a demon Primarch, so they made him into a loyal transformer.
You know what it is? Corsaro Khan, the current model, does not have a bike. He's gonna come back and he's gonna be his bike. And it's gonna be like the best buddy comp movie ever.
Yeah.
Be like, let's go, buddy. Be like, it's gonna be gruesome. So gruesome.
Thank you, Drew Brownlee.
Hey.
Koroks chased Lorgar into the warp and is hunting him down. Rumor is that Kor has become a non-chaos demon Raven Primarch, sort of like the Wolfen Tran.
Wait, so this is a thing actually? That sounds amazing.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
I need answers from you tomorrow.
Twisted by the warp.
All right.
When I wake up,
We'll have a chat.
you'll have this information.
Interesting.
Thank you again, Cyanide. I can't wait to learn 10th watching you play it.
Aw, thank you so much.
Me too.
It's gonna be very exciting.
It'll be fun.
I think we'll have a lot of intro streams. It'll be fun.
This is a great time to really get
I
familiar
know.
with it and get into it.
Adrian told me I have to have my Space Wolves done by then.
This is the opportunity. If you are thinking about getting into the game, if you're thinking about starting a new army, this is the time. Try to be ready for the launch of this, as we're all going to learn the rules together and be confused and get things wrong. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
This one might be the last one for the night. Thank you, Sleepy Gary.
What up, Sleepy Gary?
Excited for Games Workshop new game, Age of 40K. If you guys were asleep for 10,000 years, what's the first thing you do when you wake? Me is go to the bathroom. Hey, great input, Sleepy Gary.
Gotta brush those teeth, man. Those chompers.
First thing.
Gotta get rid of that morning breath.
Coffee.
Big mug of coffee.
Coffee.
But you know what I would do before that? I'll kiss my wife.
Aw. I would go for coffee.
That's fair.
I
Thanks
think
so
that's
much.
I think that's all, y'all.
This was a lot of fun.
I think we did it.
This was wild. So much to look forward to. Of course, thank you all for joining us, for making this literally the biggest stream of the year thus far. So greatly appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with us, figuring out all the tech. It was fun. We wanted to kind of have this moment with you all live. Of course, lots of content to be coming out of this. We're going to be digesting this and talking about it. We might do some tactics. We'll do some shorts. Of course, we'll be playing games, so you can chat about this when we have those games. Tomorrow, of course, we are playing, funny enough, I'm going to be playing Space Wolves versus the Imperial Guard. It's going to be a ton of fun, so join us for that. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to be, I believe, hosting.
Yes, I will be producing.
And Saturday, it's going to be Bridger and I'm going to be playing the Farside Enclaves, maybe with one new model, against Bridger with the Death Guard. And once again, Mel's going to be hosting.
No, I
You
am.
are? Oh, okay. I was like,
I was like,
I hope that. I hope so.
It's going to be a ton of fun. Of course, also, all of our new members, don't forget, Tuesday is our members' night. You can come in and chat with us and influence the types of games we're going to play and really have a more intimate discussion.
Absolutely. We also have Sunday, for the first time,
Oh
we're
my God, I
doing
forgot.
Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Yes.
Bridger and I, Lindsay, we're going to be playing a new game, and it's going to be really fun, something we do in our free time. Bring you some Marvel Crisis Protocol.
I saw
Very
those
cool.
models. They look really cool.
We bought a lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol. We're like in the hole. Like
We're very, very deep.
we're very deep.
With that, thank you all so much for hanging out. We'll catch y'all next time on the Tabletop. Bye.